cloud direction. Seize the moment, they destroy the nation. Round slow motion, give me motivation. Freak out now, dead on the ride. Round up around, spit out all over. Round like a rolling stone, coming in crowd. Watch out the moon, they diss it out. Guess what this sound, it bounce on ground. So round up, don't ease your pace, cause enemy's brutal. Moment of truth, there ain't no truce. You're the only one world, one love. But the battle goes on, shadows all mass destruction.
Ooh, yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Baby, baby. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ooh, yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Baby, baby. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Ooh, yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Baby, baby. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Ooh, yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Baby, baby.
Alrighty, everybody. Happy Friday, and welcome to another episode of Nostalgia Saved. And today we're going to be talking about retro collecting. And of course, got to have my favorite friend here who also does the good retro hunting with me from time to time, Mr. Angry Canadian. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. If I'm retro hunting compared to you, I'm just fishing. You're out there whaling.
I try. I don't know. I like to go out there. I got another buddy out here. His name is Jason, and he's my wingman, I guess you could say, because he works a delivery route. So he's always messaging me like I want to say like a couple times a week. He'll be like, "Yo, dog, I just found this new retro shop on one of my delivery routes. You want to go check it out?" So
Nice.
usually that's how I kind of find out about a lot of my retro stuff. But I want to say apologies for a little longer than usual countdown. For some reason, my computer has been giving me nothing but problems. Not loading things properly. My audio was not working because for some reason it doesn't want to pick up my mic. So I do apologize for us being a little late, but we got everything all kind of sorted out. And yeah, so this is going to be probably like the first of maybe a once a year kind of thing I want to do, just updates on everything. And I wanted to do this one in particular also because Sony announced that they're ending Blu-ray discs after 2027, January of 2028. They're going to stop all physical media production as it stands right now when you listen to this as of July 10th of 2026. So whenever you're listening to it. And AC, how do you feel about that? You know?
I mean, it's not good because if so they say they're ending it. Does that mean that they're gonna still supply it for like Xbox or movies? Because that's what I'm more concerned about is that if they're gonna end it, is that gonna affect everything else below it? If they just end it, then it is what it is. I guess PlayStation's not gonna be physical anymore. But I'm more concerned about like the rest of the industry with the Blu-rays for the movies and the Xbox games. Because I would assume that Xbox still wants to do physical if they want to kind of stay ahead of Sony, like in terms of publicity and stuff. But yeah, it's not good. I was telling you before that I am really curious how it's going to affect like the Japanese market out here with the displays and everything that they have in the big the electronics department stores
Mm-hmm.
because they've got some massive like PlayStation displays and like shelves full of PlayStation games and like obviously it'll take a couple of years for the PS5 and 4 games to kind of get phased out, but it's gonna look really weird seeing no game cases. I mean, they'll still have game cases, but no real game cases for PS6 titles.
Yeah, it'll be codes and boxes, even PS5 titles after 2028 too. You know.
Yes, yeah.
So I do wonder that as well. I think Sony said they will still supply reprint discs for any people who or any publisher that wants to reprint their older games. But they said as of now, they do not want to continue going forward. I think they've been slowly phasing out Blu-rays, Sony. I don't even think that they properly print them themselves anymore. I think they have offloaded a lot of that to third party vendors. But I haven't looked too deeply into that. I've just read a few things online, but I don't know how true they are. But it does make me wonder because I remember the former CEO of Limited Run Games, Josh. I know when the Vita went under, he had to place like extra orders for the Vita little they're like cartridges. Yeah, that's the word. They don't feel
Yes.
like cartridges, but he had to put in some extra ones because they were discontinued. So he had to basically order them backlogged, as they could say, from other places, like just any warehouse that had any blank ones they could. So who knows? I want to say I've said this before, and I think I said this to you, but I do believe the future of like retro collecting and stuff like this will be more so along the lines of everything's boutique, collector's editions, or even for the most part, a lot of reprints of older stuff. I do feel like we've seen Sega this year say they're going to have $100 Master System and Sega Genesis reprint of the original Sonic game coming out this year. So I could see that happening to a lot of other places as well. Like
Yeah.
I feel like that's what they might just do. Is that these companies might just find the source code and just print out DVDs, CDs, and whatnot, and just charge you $100 for them.
Yeah, it's crazy how just in retrospect that like Sony, they really when it came to Blu-ray, they were really pushing innovation with the capacity that discs can, hold, the data they can hold. And like Blu-ray, especially like the current level of Blu-ray is like it's a four-layer disc, so it can basically hold like 100 gigs of data, and which was like quite impressive for disc comparing to like where it originally came from, like the first layer of Blu-rays. And so I was watching a video. The guy was kind of talking about that, and he was assuming that with games getting bigger and also like with Blu-ray technology getting better, that we would get to a point where maybe there's 5 layer, 6 layer Blu-rays, and they can hold like 150 to 300 gigs, type of Blu-ray discs. But now that's not going to be the case, and it seems like, you know, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if in maybe 5 years time, 10 years time, Nintendo also kind of gets rid of the cartridge stuff, right, with their the Switch carts. So seems like this format of like having your physical media on something is really just going to disappear probably in the next 10 years. And it's unfortunate because I like seeing the technology aspect of like the evolution of it, and we're not going to really get that anymore. So yeah, like that's just, it doesn't make any sense. But
Yeah, but even on top of that too, Sony also decided to hit us with another impact on the same day, and they've also said they're closing the Vita and the PS3 stores as well next year. And for people in certain countries, I think it was Venezuela, Mexico, and one other South American country as well. They only have until August to get their PS3 games and Vita games before they completely shut down. So uh,
crazy.
it is kind of crazy. And then they're kind of doing it layered as well, because I think the Middle East, it follows also a little bit earlier. I want to say maybe September or October for when their store shut down, and then ours completely shut down at the beginning. No, as of July of next year, around the same time next year we're doing the show.
Gotcha.
And I've already seen some crazy spikes of the PS3 games. I haven't looked too deeply, but Captain America went from I think like $30 to now almost 90. So the panic buying has begun. I actually just picked up that splitter I needed because I found out I was trying to do a video to show off the PS3 store and tell you what games to pick up, but apparently PlayStation 3 has anti-streaming software on it, so you need to buy a splitter in order just to stream it.
Yeah, I want to get a PS3, at least the slim model, at least before the end of the year, in case the prices of the console itself get uh goes up insanely.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I found out that I didn't realize that the PS3, just about every model of it plays PS1 titles.
Hmm.
But obviously, the older model, the original fat model, plays PS2 as well.
Right.
So as long as I can get like a PS3, I can play PS1 titles without an issue, and then I'll just buy a separate PS2 for the PS2 titles. So, but no, I've been panic buying on the PS3 slash Vita store a lot of like classic games that I want to get my hands on. Like for example, Xenogears, because it's like really the only place you can get it is on the through the Vita store. Obviously, like I just got the other day Dino Crisis on the Vita, but you can play that on the PS5 right now.
Hmm.
It's just something kind of cool, novel to play it on like the Vita. And then I also picked up Sonic Rivals, which is like one of the worst. It's one of the cheapest Sonic games I've ever played. Like one of the most laziest put together Sonic games, and I haven't even played Sonic '06 yet, so that's saying quite a bit. But that's kind of interesting to go through that. So, anyways, I'm just trying to before by the end of this year, my goal is to have all those digital games that I really want to get, so I don't need to worry about it, next year. But yeah, getting a PS3 to be able to do all that, and like you said, the whole you need to get like an extent or a splitter, excuse me, an HDMI splitter just to stream it because, yeah, they had like baked in kind of like anti piracy type of things with their the original PS3. So it has something to do with like the HDCP or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy, right? Like people are like, oh, you got to get an extent or a splitter for this now, so just to be able to like stream it. So
Yeah, because I was like so pissed off because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make this video. I got it all written down, my little script. I'm all ready to go, and I'm sitting there. I was like, why is this not working? And I'm getting so upset. And then
yeah,
I Google it, and it's like, oh, well, there's some built-in bullshit with the PlayStation 3, and I'm like, well, god dang, I didn't know this.
yeah, yeah.
And even Frank here says, yeah, I had to get a splitter to record at my PS3. Even he had to do that. So
Yeah.
I wish I would have known that. It just kind of caught me off guard because I'm just not used to that happening. But the PS3, it always keeps striking me and reminding me why I hated it so much, so
Mhm.
much. I was the unlucky kid. Like everyone had like the story of the red ring of death, but I had the yellow light of death, and I also had a malfunctioning disk drive for my PS3s. I got struck hard with those. So that just played into it. But yeah, it's just sad because a lot of the cheapest ways to play some of these like old classic games, like the Mega Man Legends games, Xenogears, God Hand, all these games are on the PlayStation 3 digital store. And a lot of them also are playable on the PlayStation Vita as well. But the problem is just to get these games physically, we're talking like almost a grand for all those games I just listed right there versus what, maybe $25 for everything I just listed because of how they're priced on the store. That's really competitive.
Yeah. I find it like funny for me. So I had a PS3 as a teenager. We actually only used it for Blu-ray, like to play Blu-rays.
Mhm.
So any game I played had to be like a free demo or like the PlayStation Network, that weird like avatar like simulator that you can like run around and like interact with people. There was like some mini games on there, but yeah, just I never really cared to play anything on the PS3 console itself. But when I started researching like a lot of these digital games, I'm like, wow, like you can play a lot of PS1 games, PS2 games. I was kind of surprised to find out because there's a Castlevania game that I want to play, but it's only on the PS2, and I found it through the digital store. So that's like another reason for me to buy the PS3. Of course, there's the Vita games. Like some of the Vita games only show up on the PS3 store, so I have to buy it through the PS3 store to then download it on the PS Vita, which is like a weird circumvent. But um, like it's just cool that like there's some like hidden gems for me to be able to get on the PS3, but it's all like digital, and I would like to get some physical stuff. Just I don't really have the largest list of games I want physically, other than maybe like the God of War collection on the PS3, which, oh my goodness, I can only imagine that's gonna go up in value, like, after, it's gonna be insane, so,
Oh, geez, yeah, you're right. You got to go to VGP now and buy those reprints, dog.
yeah, I think I'll probably just do that, and yeah, I'll do that right after the stream ends. Just to do it right away.
So I guess before we get into some more of the meat and potatoes of showing off our collection and stuff, I guess we could kind of go back to like what got you into gaming, and then when did you realize that you wanted to really start retro collecting? So what was the first video game that Mr. Angriest of the Canadians played?
Well, the first one, there's actually kinda, like, 2 of them, and I have one of them here, for later, but The first one I think I can clearly remember was Super Mario 64. I remember my father found a 64 with Super Mario 64 and one other or two other games through like a newspaper ad. You remember back in the day where they would sell stuff in like the newspaper,
Mhm.
like in the one section of the newspaper. So yeah, I remember playing Super Mario 64 and just being fully like enamored by it. Like, wow, this is amazing. Like, what is this game? What is Mario? I'm a big Mario fan now because I was like 4 years old, I think, when I was playing it. Um, and then after that, just kind of compounded, right? I wanted to play as much Mario only games as I could, and really what kind of broadened my horizon was getting Super Smash Brothers on the 64 and discovering like, whoa, where are all these other characters, you know? And that's when I found out about Link, you know, and Samus and Kirby, and just that really kind of propelled my video game journey. So if you fast forward to honestly, collecting really didn't start for me, like actually hardcore collecting, until I came to Japan and I realized, wow, there's a lot of games that I played growing up that I would like to have again, but now it's kind of like I have to get the Japanese version, you know, which isn't a problem now. But back when I started about 5 years, let's say 6 years ago now, it's like, man, I can't really read Japanese, but I'll collect them. Just I like the cover art; they're pretty cool. So that's when I really started collecting. Was about 6 years ago, like trying to get as many of the new stuff, like the collector's editions of like new things coming out, as well as like older things. But yeah, and then through the years, and you know, meeting you, and then going through you to to find the some collection related stuff, as well as like my sister helping me out and then shipping it out here, which has been like a nightmare in itself. Just shipping overseas. That's how I've been collecting, and it started out with me collecting stuff that I've previously played, like that I had as a kid. I owned it, but I wanted to get it back again, and now it's expanded to okay. Now it's games I actually really want to play that I never got to play. So that's been pretty interesting. So yeah, and retro hunting out here is definitely a little bit different than it is in America. I got to do a little bit of it when I visited last year, and that was kind of fun. But I don't know. I guess for me, I never thought that when I was living in the US, at least specifically from like 2014 to 2018, I would go to GameStop and I would find a couple random old games and pick them up, especially if they're like GameCube titles. But I never like Googled like retro shops, if that makes sense. And I just wasn't aware of that. And when I met you, I didn't realize I guess retro shops, it seems like they kind of popped up within the last maybe decade. They got bigger and bigger, like
Mhm.
more of them out and about. I just never really paid attention to that. So it's kind of neat just to kind of like now get into it, right? Like to really focus and follow them on like Instagram and see what their stocks are,
Yeah.
or even go through you, right? Like you go up to Appleton and you
Yeah.
go to that one specific shop. So it's been kind of fun in that aspect, like kind of rediscovering that. So
I think for me, it's just I always liked video games. It was my hobby. I was kind of lucky enough to have a little. The one benefit of my parents getting divorced was my dad bought me all the consoles. So when I was younger, I had a GameCube, I had an Xbox, and I had a PS2, and I would just go to Blockbuster. And ironically enough, Blockbuster had a Game Pass themselves, you know. So every summer, you would pay X amount of dollars per month, and you could go to Blockbuster and just rent, like, I think they said up to 3 video games a day. If you didn't like it, you could just return it and rent one, and kind of just do that throughout the entire summer. So that's how I got to experience some of these like old classic games that I now like to collect, because I have so like big memories of them, like games like Beautiful Joe, Dot Hack, KOTOR. Like I played a lot of these games only because Blockbuster had that, system. And to go with what you were saying about retro stores kind of popping up, I was sponsored to play the TCG, and I used to hang out at a bunch of card shops. And a lot of the card shops I used to hang out at, a lot of them started taking in video games from people as well. So people would trade in their video games as well as their Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic cards to get store credit and buy packs and buy singles and stuff for tournaments. So I think a lot of that stuff did start to happen around like 2013 for me. Is some of the hobby shops started to also take in other hobbies that weren't just the TCGs. They started to do the video games. And then that's where I met my buddy Jason. And my buddy Jason, he is like the king of retro collecting. Like he I don't think he would mind if I say this. He comes from a upper middle class family, to say the least. His parents are very hard workers, and they taught him how to spend money properly. And he got into video games like way before me, because he's a few years older, but he has everything. He's got like, I think he has like a Vectrex, NES, Genesis, Neo Geo. He just collects everything. I've seen his basement, and every time I walk in there, it's like wall to wall of bookshelves of every video game you can think of. It's absolutely amazing. But
That's awesome.
he's the guy who got like, he kind of became my retro buddy, and I started to go and just get like really into like just collecting, like kind of like you said. I was like buying games that I missed out on, and I would buy games from GameStop to just kind of build up my collection, like the buy two get one free retro sales. And then it started to become not just, having the game itself. Now I wanted the case. Now I wanted the manual. Now I wanted the disc not to look like it's been through like a washer and dryer 17 times. And it just started to become more fun again to go to those retro stores, just to walk along the aisles, kind of like we were when we were kids again, and just looking at the cover arts and checking out these like games, and like, what is this game? And you read the back and you check the manual and you look how it looks, and you go, okay, I'll take this home and I'll give it a try and see if I like it and learn about it. The one thing I love about just retro collecting, and the more that's kind of helped shape my channel and stuff like that, it's a living library. It's like a record of all this interesting stuff that happened in gaming, where you could find, an IDOS Montreal game for the PS1 that was some really crappy license game for an obscure Canadian TV show or something that you never knew existed. And I do love just still going to these stores and just having that experience that we used to have when we were kids, of basically going to Walmart or Target or whatever and quickly running over to the video game giant glass case and just staring at all the new stock and media that we saw there. So, could you say something while I take a sip?
Yeah, so I that's why I was saying, like, I was kind of surprised. Like, for me growing up, going to GameStop was kind of like the highlight, as well as like Walmart and stuff. But like a retro shop has been kind of like my highlight as like an adult, like to go to there and see all the games and see them on the shelves and be like, wow, like that's how much it's going for now, or like, oh, it's cool to see this like physically in person rather than like a YouTube video. So it's just interesting how it's evolved, because when I went back to the US and I went to GameStop, I'm like, GameStop doesn't even feel like GameStop anymore. It's just like they sell like merchandise. They like barely sell games there. And it was kind of like depressing. I'm like, wow, this has changed way too much now. And to even like add to it, like when I went to a local retro shop, half of it was card stuff, like TCG stuff, like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic the Gathering, of course, and then the other half was retro. And I remember talking to the owner. I said, like how are your profits? Like, what's generating you more money? And he's like, it's like 70-30, like 70 for the TCG stuff. I'm like, that's crazy. I mean, the card game has really exploded over the last like 5 years, particularly. So I
Mm-hmm.
understand that. But anyways, yeah, I
Cardboard
it,
crack, baby.
yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to showing what we got, talking about it, especially talking about the retro hunting scene in Japan versus like the U.S. So it should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, so well, I guess we could dive into that too. Like, what do you look for? Like, what particularly is like currently your niche that you retro hunt for right now out in Japan? Like, when you go out, when you wake up in the morning, what is the first thing that you think about? Well, I wouldn't say when you go retro hunting, I should say. What's the first thing you think about? Like, what would I like to find if it falls into this category? You know?
Yeah, so I have a couple of categories. I'll start with the easiest one. Anything Xbox that is Xbox One and newer, because it's not going to be like region locked. So if I find something, which I'll show it off later, then like an Xbox title that's cheap, obviously, then I'll pick it up right away, because then I don't have to worry about buying it from like through you or whatever.
Hmm.
Another example is I'm trying to get like a lot of like JRPGs for the PS4 or the Vita, not so much the Switch because of the kind of like the performance, I guess you could say, but because a lot of times the JRPGs will have multi-language on them, so that's pretty helpful. And then when it comes to Switch titles, it honestly it depends on the title, but anything that's been kind of like reprinted and I know it has multi-language on it, and it's cheap, I'll get it like secondhand, of course. I'll buy that right away. But honestly, just like I'll walk into a store and if I see something that I haven't like seen before and I'm curious about it, depending on the price, I'll pick it up, especially if it's like a collector's edition. And it's just really like what I walk in and see, and I have a couple examples of that for later. But I've collected what I wanted for like the 64 and the GameCube and the Game Boy. Right now, I think what I'll do is I'll probably start focusing on the Super Famicom now. I'm still waiting for my special little device that I ordered. The U.S. Postal System has screwed me over once again. So once I get that in, I'll be able to play more Super Famicom titles. But I like to try to collect those in box. And honestly, like collector's editions, man, like a lot of like cool collector's editions that are like like good pricing is what I'm really that's like my primary thing that I look for these days.
No, I get you on that. What are some grails, as they like to say? Like, what is there a game out there that you just gotta have, but it's just outside of your reach right now?
Um that's a good question. I'm trying to think off the top of my head that what I saw that I'm like I saw it recently too. I'm like I would love to have this, but it was rather expensive. Um Man, I don't
How
I'm drawing a blank.
expensive? You know, like
Well, like for me, I don't like going more than like $100 for stuff because like it has to be really special for me to go over $100. So that's my goal. Is I always try to keep things under 100. Um, Man, I'm well, like for example, like limited edition consoles. Like I see every once in a while a couple of the Zelda 3DS consoles, and
oh yeah.
they're like even out here they're like $1,000 easy because of like I don't know, like they're insane now. Like the 3DS base is already expensive, but now the limited edition versions are like really expensive.
Yeah,
Um,
because those damn modders.
yeah, exactly.
They're
Um,
driving up the price.
Honestly, man, yeah, like I'm drawing a blank. I guess while we're talking, maybe I'll probably think about it. But a lot of this, like I said, a lot of stuff that is expensive, I already have. So it's not like I can't really think of anything that I'm like really looking for right now. So
Yeah, I feel like for me, I have this. I got one of my grails recently, but it is a become a financial thing because a lot of the games I want to buy now, we're talking four figures almost at this point.
yeah,
Because first off, they're so rare, and when I see one in the wild, even when I go to gaming conventions, it's some of these games are still so rare that I've never seen some of them even at giant ones. Because we have like a big one out here. It's called the Midwest Gaming Classic, and I'll look for to see like which ones have like the bangers, the like hidden gems, those like super expensive games, and there'll be one or two, mostly for like the NES or something. But games like Magic Knight Ray Earth, which is almost like a $1,400 game on a bad day out here for the Sega
wow,
Saturn. One of my current my next target is Rule of Rose for the PS2 because I'm also trying to collect all the Atlas and Capcom games I can find because they're two of my favorite devs. So uh, every time I get a chance because I do a lot of reselling of games. I'm kind of just a shopper who will buy games that go on sale just to hoard them, and then eventually just trade them in. And hopefully, I'll build up enough credit to pick up one of these really expensive games down the line. You never know.
yeah,
But I also like to just shop for those like really random early 2000s license games because that's the one thing I love about the PS2 generation the most is just how many random IP got a video game for no reason. So there's like a Starsky and Hutch game. There's like an Italian Job game and stuff like that. It's just fun to go and look through the history of just like how many random IPs these companies were shoveling out into the like processing plant to see like, let's see if we could scrape together a couple million off of this stuff and make it in like 3 months and just get it out there. And some of them are good. Some of these games that they released out there as licensed properties were actually sequels in some cases to the actual IPs themselves. Like my favorite still is the Ghostbuster game for the 360. That's one of my favorite ones. I consider that the real third Ghostbuster movie because it had
Mm.
Dan Aykroyd and I forget his name. Harold Ramis. They wrote the script for that game, and it's really good. And then they also have a sequel to Nightmare Before Christmas. I think it's Nightmare Before Christmas: Oogie Boogie's Revenge, which is technically a follow up to the Tim Burton movie.
Yeah, I've heard you talked about that before, and a couple other like Ghostbuster fans talking about how the game is like the real third movie. So, I just while you because you actually triggered me, I was remembering like what my white whale is on what I want to get, and it's expensive. I'm sending you a photo. I'm trying to find a link, so if I can find a link, but basically, I've seen this a couple times. It goes for like I want to say $1,000. I want to, or maybe, well, with the conversion, maybe about $700. But basically, and I didn't know this existed until like a couple years ago. Oh, I found the price charting link for it. Here we
Oh,
go.
cool. Send that to me so I can
Yeah.
get a better one.
So basically, this is like a first edition collector's box or whatever. Fire Emblem, Thracia, 776. And it has like all this like stuff inside of it, but makes it really expensive is that I believe um the game is like I want to say the game is fully on the cartridge because I think this game in particular used the like Statella view. It was like a download thing where you had to basically like wait till for the satellites to line up in order for you to like play this game. If I'm remembering this correctly. But what's cool is it's like one of the most expensive like Fire Emblem like collector's boxes, and it has like all kinds of random stuff inside of it. And I see it every once in a while. I'm like, man, this is really cool. It's I guess you could say it's my grail. But yeah, it goes for around like like $700 to $1,000. I think is the price I've seen for it. Um,
Oh,
yeah.
look at that. Like even the manual and the box are just insanely priced.
Yeah. So I just remembered that off the top of my head. One that I just remembered right now. So I'm a big fan of the Yeast series, and there is a Yeast game for the DS, and this one I've seen a couple times, and I'll send you the link for this as well. I don't know if like the Japanese version will have it probably I don't think it has English on it, but I don't care if I get it in Japan, it's fine because it kind of saves me money. But this thing's also pretty expensive too. It's well over $100, and it's a
I've seen this game a lot in the wild, actually.
apparently it's a pretty terrible port. That's what I've heard. That's what the internets have told me. I would like to see it for myself, but yeah, this game in particular, I've seen it every once in a while out here, but it's been kind of rare. Yeah, so that but that Fire Emblem one's definitely my grail that I've been kind of curious if I'm going to drop real money onto it or not.
How are you going to pitch that one? That's the real question.
I mean, I guess I have to wait till I get like a promotion or something, and then pitch it that way.
Well, you're not wrong. That's that. I used my very first like real like holy Christ promotion at work to buy one of my big grails.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you're doing it a little smart there, but even then, that still was a hard sell to my missus.
Yes. Yeah.
She
We'll
was
see.
so I guess we could kind of get started showing off a little bit of fun things that we collect here. And there's my camera's not working. Great. There we
I
go.
see it on screen here. Oh,
I know,
no,
but
was on there.
it was frozen. That's all. And this one's upside down, so this one is the correct one, and it's still frozen. Even better. All right. Here I'm gonna have to mess with my camera series. Get yours set up real quick, would you?
All right. So it should be live now. See my hand moving and
Yeah,
everything.
I do.
All right. Cool. I'm good.
There we go. Uh,
We'll show off our unique Dino Crisis mouse pads here, or
yeah.
keyboard pads.
So, why don't you tell the fun story behind these ones?
Yeah, so basically, last year, you like hit me up and said, "Hey, what's this?" And you sent me like a link, and Capcom was doing this kind of like campaign. So in Japan, they have this thing called 7-Eleven, or like the brand of that has it's called Ichiban Kuji, and basically Kuji is like prize. And what it is you buy a ticket. Every ticket you win a prize, but the prizes range from like something really cool to something like really cheap. And it's got like A rank, B rank, C rank down to like F rank. And I mean, they have some decent stuff. Like the F ranks could be like hand cloths to like stickers, or it can be to like small dishes or whatever, keychains. So you hit me up about this Dino Crisis one, and Capcom was doing it through their website. So it was like online only, which was like a little bit more convenient. And I'm like, oh, this is really cool. So I was looking at it. They had this as the B prize, I want to say, because the A prize was a T-shirt, which was like it was okay, but this was like what we really wanted. So they had this as the B prize. The standees you had there, I think, were like the C prize because they were a little bit bigger, um, or the D prize maybe. Oh no, that might have been the C prize there, the little pouch there, and then the standees were the D prize, and then the E prize was the keychain, and the F prize was the stickers. And then yeah, so I might have spent a bit too much on this because
Yeah,
I was
well,
like, wow, like this is kind of rare to see Dino Crisis merch, and especially like in the modern era that you can like buy right away. And I went ham. Like I was texting you because I was like at the gym doing it. I was like buying it while I'm like working out. I'm like, I gotta get this. And so I won pretty well in the beginning, like the first like uh 20 pulls I did. I won like that pad that you have there. I think I won my pad as well and some other stuff. And then the next like 20 pulls that I did, I got like repeats, you know. So yeah, I still have a lot of like extras, but it was kind of cool to get this. I really wanted the first game, but Dino Crisis 2 is still pretty cool. And then you wanted number 3. I'm like, well, I'll gladly send that to you because
I think this was the first one you won, right? It was. I
I
think that
think
was
so.
Christmas.
Yeah, yeah,
And I was like,
yeah.
dog, you got to give me this one.
Yeah, you pitched in, so I was only fair for me to send some of that stuff to you. So yeah.
Yeah, I was really happy about that. And speaking of also, I'm happy to see Mr. Pop Culture Mechanic join us, saying, "Hello, gents. Love me some retro collecting." Yeah, I actually have something to show just for you, Pop. I was hoping you would show up, so hopefully you stick around because I actually grabbed something from my collection that I think you will appreciate. And
Shout out
speak,
to Tyler and Frank as well.
yes, yes. I hope they're all having a good night, good weekend. Happy Friday to everyone. And I'll get us started here, AC, because I already talked about it a little bit. But one of the things, like I said, I really do love just collecting these like obscure and odd, you know, games that are based off of movie licenses and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Fight
So
Club.
yeah, they
That's
had a Fight Club game,
crazy. Wow.
the good old Fairly Odd Parents game,
Nice.
and Simpsons, the Crazy Taxi ripoff right here. But I just have so many of just like I can't believe they made a game of this. Now, this Van Helsing game I love to talk about because first off, I love this movie, and second off, this is a Devil May Cry clone.
Oh,
Yeah, so
okay.
this game plays just like the original Devil May Cry for the PS2. This is an absolutely terrible fighting game. You know, it, if you were expecting something fun, the only thing that's fun about this is that they made a game based off Fight Club. But I wanted to also bring this up too because this is one of those weird things. All right, so usually when you retro collect, Xbox is kind of like the better version of these games to buy because they play better, and usually they're super cheap. This is the only version of this video game that actually costs over $100. Um,
Sheesh.
and there's nothing special about this game at all. In fact, it's absolutely terrible. And I the reason why this game is like over $100 is simply because the game was short printed. That's it.
Okay, yeah.
So this game doesn't even have the Teen Titans version, like the Teen Titans theme song. They don't even sing it. All right, Everything is like halfway done. It's not even that good of a beat 'em up, but as I said before, it's just like that fun thing just to collect. And there's so many other games that I wanted to grab. I could have you know about 100 of these games in my collection alone that are just really stupid, like just licensed games. There's a Jaws game called Jaws Unleashed, which is pretty cool. Obviously, they just announced the Godzilla fighting game that they're redoing. As I was joking about before, they have a Starsky and Hutch, Reservoir Dogs, Scarface. Like, there's just so many crazy video games out there. And every time I go retro hunting, and if people watched my last video, I started collecting the Mummy video games because I found out they have Mummy video games and Scorpion King video games. So I cannot wait to kind of go back and kind of collect those. But yeah, I love collecting just these like fun, obscure, crappy to somewhat surprisingly good licensed video games out there.
Yeah.
And
That
then
Van Helsing game, is that relatively cheap or is it kind of expensive?
I think this game usually goes for like $10 max. I haven't seen it go for super expensive prices.
Nice. Now I feel like I'm confusing myself here, but Van Helsing the movie that has the actor is Hugh Jackman,
Aragon?
right?
I
Oh no.
thought I thought it was Viggo Morrison.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of a different because Van Helsing is a vampire slaying movie, right?
Yeah, this is that one too. He could have been in there. I forget. There's some famous actors in there. I think it's Kate Beckinsale. She's in this movie too.
Yeah, that's Hugh Jackman then. Yeah, Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman's that.
All
Okay,
right.
I like
Cool.
that movie too, so I really want to play this game now. I'm gonna have to. You're gonna have to find me a copy of that.
I'm going up to Appleton in a few weeks, so I'll put this
Epic.
on your list.
All right.
Yeah. Also, buy two get one free sale up there. That's the only reason I'm bringing that up because
Oh, perfect.
I love doing those as well. Oh, but yeah, I just wanted to just show that off. Like I said, it's one of my guilty pleasures. Some people get like really. Oh, we got Mr. Nerdy Neo over here saying, no, it is Hugh Jackman, and AC was right. Yeah, you're right. I'm terrible at movies, guys. All right, I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of retarded.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I wanted to just show these off. Now I'm gonna full screen you. Okay, so what's one of your fun things to collect for here, buddy?
Well, what I kind of chose are games that I've collected out here in Japan specifically, and then a few that I found
Neo
through
knows.
you. Um, this has never been hotter than
Listen, me, Neo, and I like to like ball bust each other a lot, but there is one thing that him and I actually loved, and that was ball busting everyone else that said Kate Beckinsale was not hot in Van Helsing.
That's funny. You guys did that like the meme of Arnie and what's his face in Predator, like
Yeah,
like grabbing hands.
you
Yeah,
son of a bitch.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so the games I chose are basically ones I got here in Japan and ones that I more or less have a little bit of a story to them or just something unique to them. So what I'm going to start with is kind of the first games that I collected in Japan,
There you
which would
go.
be these two Fire Emblem titles. Now, this one still has like a plastic shrink on it. It's not new, obviously, but that's why the price tag's still on it. And then this one's open. But the boxes have seen better days, but these now, because of like tourism, have really gone up in price. Like,
So what
I
Fire Emblem games are these? Sorry to cut you off.
this is the original one. So this is the very first one on the Famicom, Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light, and this is Gaiden, the second one that is not really related to this game in particular. So I do have like all the other older Fire Emblem games. Just I wanted to show these two in particular because I remember specifically like walking into the tourist traps in Akihabara in Tokyo and being like, I want this game, and I picked it up and I bought it while it was still relatively cheap, and yeah, it was pretty cool to get these. Here, I'll open up this one because it is the
Yeah,
box.
show off that box art a little bit. Let it get a little bit closer too when we get a second.
Yeah, so here is the original game. Backside right here. It's got the paid on it. I
Look at
have
that.
now this game. They actually re-released it on the Switch. It was a timed release during like the 30th or 35th anniversary of the series, and it's like you can no longer buy it on the Switch. But I do have it on the Switch, and it's a hard game, like
Oh
classic
yeah.
Famicom NES game. It is hard.
Look at
Yeah,
that
here's
1980s anime art style right
yes.
there.
Yep. So I don't have the device to play this on, unfortunately. I like to get one in the future, but they're not like too terribly hard to get. So the Famicom, but yeah, one thing I really liked about the Famicom cassettes is that they all have like different colors, so you can get like different colored games. Like I think Kirby is like pink, and then the original Mario is yellow, and it's just really cool that they did like the whole color system. And they tried to do that with the 64, right? But not like every cartridge had like a unique color. It was only like certain games and whatnot. So,
And those
um,
did those come with they came with maps too, right? A lot of these old Japanese games I noticed actually did come with a mini map or something that was of the game world sometimes.
um, I think, well, no, this one didn't. So I would have to check online if it did come with it or not. This is kind of cool.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
this is talking about something. There's something. Oh, it might be like a novel or something or a manga. You know what's crazy is look at this art. This kind of looks AI, but it's not.
It does like you can't tell the difference between like crappy CGI art from the early days and AI now. That's the sad part.
It is, yeah. That is weird. So
Yeah, because I sorry to cut you off, but like the Pokemon games that you helped me get the red and green, they came with a map of Kanto in those back in the
yes,
day,
yeah,
and I
yeah.
thought those was really cool.
Yeah, I don't really know because I haven't opened this one. I don't know. I'll open it whenever I do play it. But yeah, I know some of them do. It depends on the game. For the 64 they have it. So oh yeah, thanks there, Pop Culture. And I'll show off one more Fire Emblem game. Now this is the coveted one that was only released in Japan. This is the Binding Blade, and
Roy's
this
our
is
boy. Roy's
yeah,
our
this
boy.
is the prequel to the Burning Blade, which is the first Fire Emblem game released in North America or outside of Japan. So yeah, I'll open this up, but it's got the cartridge right here. I actually do have a, bootleg version of this game that has like the English on it, and so sometimes I'll play that just for the fun of it. But yeah, and then you got the little manual here. I don't know if you guys can tell, and I do have a North American Game Boy Advance box, but these boxes are like really small. They're kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie, like the
I
size of
like
them.
them a lot more. Like the Japanese Game Boy Advance boxes, I like that they're long. I like their
Yeah,
rectangle more than square.
yeah, and then, yeah, of course the manual here. Just some interesting stuff. I think I have the game guide for this. I That's the only thing I collect. I know we're talking about games, but I do collect game guides as well, Japanese ones and of course English ones. And a lot of the Japanese ones are pretty neat because, um, like a lot of them are not like made or published by like Nintendo, for example. They're published by like third parties, which they
Yeah.
do that obviously in America too. But I figured like some of them would have been published officially through Nintendo, but nope, they were done by a third party. So yeah, so there you go. The three Fire Emblems that I'll show because I do have a lot more, but I'll just show these three.
Well, we're kind of going back and forth, but like you're talking about books and guidebooks and stuff, and I do like collecting, a lot of just game related media. And kind of as I continue to be the internet historian for gaming, as I like to put out there every now and then. Thank you very much, babe, for the coffee. I needed that. Is I've found myself liking a lot of these like books. So my favorite thing here that I found recently, and I think it was at that half price books I took you to, was this Nintendo 64 anthology book, which basically tells you the entire history of every game released on the N64 to down to the detail of like when it was released, how many copies it sold, and just all this other fun stuff too.
Yeah,
Like
that's
all
really cool, man. Like, look at all the colors there. Like, I've seen those the Pikachu ones. Like, I've seen them quite often. Like, and the
I
gold
love
one
them.
as well. The gold Nintendo 64.
I've always wanted one of these Pikachu ones just for my collection, just because they're so great.
Mhm.
But this book series is done for multiple different game systems. I want to buy more. They just released a PS2 anthology, which was 4 books in total, covering the entire history of every game released on the PS2. And they do have more. They have a GameCube book. They got a Mega Drive book. They got a Sega Genesis and a Dreamcast book, and it's like basically the go-to shop to stop to go and find out what were like the Japanese exclusive games, what were the European exclusive games, and they give you brief summary. It tells you how well it reviewed. I just love this thing. It's so
Yeah,
cool.
it's really cool, man. I know I you and I are you're looking out for the GameCube one for both of us to get that GameCube one. It's just really neat that somebody put a lot of hard work into this type of book here for
Mhm.
something physical. I got it's not gaming hardware related, but it is based off of a gaming series. That's going to be coming in the mail probably in the next couple weeks, and I will show that off on the channel. It's just a dedicated fan, a couple fans that put together a really cool hardcover book of like of a specific game series, and they like talk about it and stuff like that. It's really cool to see projects like that.
Yeah, and speaking of another one, I got a couple of these books. I didn't want to show off all my art books. I just wanted to show off the cooler ones. So this one was more like, educational and historical facts and stuff like that I could learn from it. But this other book I found when I was out just retro hunting, and this is the Diablo 3 lore book based off of Declan Kane's uh, telling of the world of Diablo. So it's all his notes telling you all about the prime evils and everything else like that, like Mephisto, the Lord of Hatred, and it goes into all his story. It tells you all about like the high heavens and council. So this is just one of the more cool, you know, really just awesome, and it's like textured. You can't really see it, but if you felt this,
Oh,
everything
nice.
you can feel is popped up. The pages aren't perfect. It feels like old parchment more than everything else. It's got raggedness and everything. And like I said, it's the story of Diablo. You know, I love Diablo. It's one of my favorite, RPG franchises. And I just saw this, fell in love with it. It was only $3 at Half Price Books.
That's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's definitely one of those you pick up. Even if like I guess if I wasn't a fan of Diablo, I'd still pick it up just to read it. Like it's a $3 book and then you read it once and you can give it to somebody who really appreciates it. So that's
yeah.
cool.
So I want to sit down and read this again, especially because I just beat Diablo 3 earlier this year and I really loved it. So I just liked it. And like I said, it's the Book of Cain right there. So
That's cool.
really cool. I love these type of things as well. You know, a lot of my collection that I'm going to be showing off is like things I like to collect or unique items that I really love. And I just wanted to show just kind of like the little difference. I don't really collect game guides because I'm sorry. I if I get stuck, I just quickly YouTube it, try to find the part where I'm at where the guy can gently push me, and then I close the video and then try to figure it out myself after that.
Yeah, I for me the game guides, I like just collect I try to collect like hardcovers because it looks really nice on your shelf.
Hmm.
And I don't know, it just kind of reminds me of the time where if I couldn't play a video game, I would go to the library and like check out the game guide and read it. And I did that with Halo, and I had a lot of fun doing that. It was just I understand like it is a bit of a pain like for example, Super Mario Sunshine, the infamous blue coins that everybody hates, using the game guide to find all of them. It's pretty, I would say it's helpful in that regard, but sometimes it's like a bit obscure. It's like where in the specific part of the level is it, and it's not like as accurate. And of course, like game guides, a lot of them have like misprints, right? So like information is out of date, so or incorrectly written in the book. So but no, I get your point. The internet could be a bit faster for some stuff.
I like, how can I say this? I'm trying to pull up the publisher of this other one so people can see the other books that they make real quick before we go back to you, buddy. But yeah, right here is kind of all their books that they make. So it's like, and they're not really that badly priced, like $40 for a nice hardcover
Oh, nice.
book that comes across like that. Like here's the Genesis Mega Drive one, the Super Nintendo Game Atlas Volume 1 and 2. So if you want every game that was on the Super Nintendo, here's the aforementioned PlayStation one. I really want this, it's like $200, but geez, look at that.
Yeesh, yeah.
But look at how much you get, and they're so beautiful. I want to like bring this up here. Like, look at how they look. They do such a great job with the presentation, with the Japanese, the English, the sacred symbols, as some people call them, and everything. It's just beautiful, and it goes into great detail, showing off
That's
everything.
cool.
So I want to get it. I love the PlayStation 2. It's one of my favorite consoles of all time. But they have other stuff too that I think has been discontinued, and you have to go get them for. Oh, see right here, like you get the Virtual Boy and the Game Boy anthology right here.
That's dope.
Yeah, so I highly recommend go checking these books out. I want to get more of them just because I want to read more about this history. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that's something else I like to collect, and they're just awesome. Because besides video games that I like to just go out and collect and play, I also like everything around video games too. So it's just fun to have other media that also ties into the media that you like.
Man, you
But
should have told me that because I would have prepared. I would have prepared some books as well. I do have some stuff I've collected books wise, like just either they're not really game guides. They could be like art books or
well, if you got some,
promotional stuff.
you could grab some when I'm just blabbering away.
All right, I'll do that. I'll do that in a minute.
All right, how about you go now? You gotta have something else, then we could go. I'll
All right.
get my stuff
I'll
set
show
up.
two things in particular. Actually, I'll show three. They're actually all three different at the same time. So, um, sometimes I will buy American titles in here in Japan if I find them online, like through Mercari. And so, for example, this one I got out here. This is my favorite Metroid Prime game, Prime Two, and I
Ooh,
got
yeah.
this. I got somehow it's kind of rare. I bought this cheaper here than I could have gotten in America, I guess. So I was very glad I got a physical of this and be able to play. I haven't played this copy in particular yet, so I like the Wii version just because of the motion controls. But I will play through this game at some point, and I love Prime 2 a lot, so being able to play it once again in its classic form. But yeah, this I got for a good price. This one I actually just got recently. Um, this was only like $10, and I
I'm
have this
jealous that you have
digitally.
this.
Yeah, and what's cool is this is a steel book as well. So getting a $10 steel book is pretty nice here. So Forza 5 Motorsport. This is the Forza game that got me into Forza games. So I do have a bit of a like a soft heart for it. So
Shout out
yeah,
Neo, who rage quit after Xbox destroyed his life.
yes. And then kind of like the final one. Now this is different. I actually got this in the Philippines because if I you have to correct me if I'm wrong on this. I know so the what do you call this? The Asian market, the English Asian market, they
Hmm.
printed this, like they printed quite a bit of them. But for the North American English market, either they didn't print physicals or there was like short printed of this particular Final Fantasy twin pack. So when I went to the Philippines, I was like, okay, well, this is my chance to get this game physically, and I found it. And what was really funny is like I think a month after when I came back here, I found it on the same store that I got this. I found this twin pack there, and I'm like, well, son of a gun, I could have got it here if I went to that store. But it was kind of cool to do a little bit of retro hunting in the Philippines. It's not really amazing, but there was like quite a bit there. I was actually kind of surprised to see what they had there. So but yeah, this is Final Fantasy 7 and 8 remastered on the Switch, fully on the cart. I think you might have to download them if I'm remembering correctly, because it did when I did put it in, it had me like download or something. But anyways, it was pretty cool to get this physically at least.
They
So
just did those for North America recently too. I want to say last
yeah,
year.
okay, so it must have been like a reprint or an actual print that they finally did. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
they did a port to the USA market natively because I know Europe also got that pack, and
yes,
Europe also got them physically on the PS5 as well, or
yes,
PS4. Sorry,
I'll pull this out for those who are curious. Yeah, here's Metroid Prime Hunters promo here.
the best Metroid Prime game.
Yes, I have this. I have the Japanese version of this game. It's pretty fun to play. It's a bit hard. Here's the subscribe to Nintendo Power
Mm,
pamphlet here.
That's some good. That's good artwork, I'll say right there.
Pretty neat.
I was just at GameStop recently, and someone traded all those Metroid games in over there by me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they traded in Echoes, and then they traded in Prime that also had the demo disc for Echoes as well.
Oh wow. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, It was the same day I think where I got the Fossil Fighters. I looked at them. I'm like, I already have these games. Damn it! Otherwise, I would have liked to get them.
Yeah, Fossil Fighters, that's on my wish list, the original DS version. I just remember seeing that as a kid. I'm like, I kind of want it, but like, I don't think my parents will get it for me because they just wouldn't buy me games to begin with. But it always looked really interesting, so I want to get my hands on that if I can.
Okay, is that all you have to say about those ones?
Yep, I'll wait till the next round, and I'll go. I'm gonna go and collect or go get a couple other stuff as well. So
All right, I'll get this one for Mr. Pop Culture ready then. So, as everyone knows, oh, hold on a second. Oh, ow, ow, ow. I messed up my elbow really bad. Give me a second, sorry. So, as everyone knows, I like to collect limited edition consoles and everything. And when I was looking for my PS3, I was trying to find one that like spoke to me. And then this was my end result. And that is my One Piece, good old Japanese only PlayStation 3. And I forget which One Piece game this was for. I think it was one of their battle fighter ones or something. But this thing is pretty cool. It's got an etch of the world map on here. So, like, this is actually etched in. It's not a sticker or anything. Luffy is just spray painted on. And his little One Piece video game over here, too, in the logo. But this was one of the very couple of limited edition consoles I own. I also have the Yakuza 3 Fat PlayStation 3, which also was a Japanese only one. And we were just talking about it earlier. PlayStation 3s are not region locked. So you can play any PlayStation 3 game you want on any PlayStation 3 console. The only exceptions are PS1 and PS2 games will remain region locked. PS3 probably Pirate Warriors. I think so. I had the game for it, but I sold it because I'm like, I don't really want to have this. I didn't have the box for this game. Or, sorry, I didn't have the box with this console, but it came with a controller and the game. I just don't remember the game. Maybe when AC comes back, he might know. But I wanted this one. It stands out. It's gold. It's like an orangish gold, as you can see. And currently, right now, my all my PlayStation 3 controllers also seem to be dying, which is a problem. So every time I have to, I've been buying and replacing my battery packs thanks to my buddy Fernando. And yeah, this was one of the controllers. I mean, not controllers. This is one of the consoles I had to have. I think I only paid $100 for this too, so it was a steal. And I didn't have to pay shipping or anything. This was when I was first trying to build my console collection, you know. And I have other limited edition consoles. I've shown them up before. I got all the Halo ones. I had a Spider-Man PlayStation 5, but I sold that to help get my Pro, which turned out to be the best bargain of my life. And of course, the handhelds. You know, I have so many collector edition handhelds and everything else like that too that I love to show off. What's wrong with your controller? Oh, so my controller just stopped charging. Just out of nowhere. Yeah, so yeah, it is the battery. So a lot of my PlayStation 3 controllers batteries have just kind of been failing as of late. I've went through I have 3 PlayStation 3 controllers and 2 of them back to back have just failed because the batteries have gone bad. So that's why I've been replacing them. I have a God of War 3 PlayStation controller that I use mostly because that one I actually bought new. So that one I didn't have any issues with, but all my other used controllers, their batteries have been dying lately. AC, are you back?
I am.
How do you like my One Piece PS3?
Yeah, it's really cool. I like seeing a lot. Is that the slim version then?
Yes, this is a slim version.
Gotcha.
This is not a fat boy. If I could just kind of get it out there, this is a slim
That's
model.
cool.
Yeah, I only paid $100 for this. Did you hear that part?
No, but that's amazing. Yeah, that's it is Muso. I see that. It is One Piece Warriors. That's cool.
Yeah, it says that right there, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Yeah, have you seen this in the wild at all?
Um I feel like I might have once, at least one time. In fact, just the other day, I saw that Final Fantasy one that I want, the
Oh,
7.
oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, I saw that one, and I saw another console, like a limited edition one, but I don't remember which like series it was. But there's one shop I know in particular. If I go to, I'll bump into and I'll see it. But no, I think I want to say I've seen this One Piece one at least one time.
Yeah, I also own the. Have you ever seen the Fat Yakuza 3 one?
Not in the wild, no, but yeah,
I actually own that one. It's just
that's cool. Yeah,
busted.
that one, yeah, because it's got like the double dragons on it, right?
Yeah, you know what? I'll go grab that one too, real quick. I'll go back to you real quick, and you could start talking about some art book stuff real quick, just to fill the time while I go grab it.
All right, yeah. So one thing I do like to collect out here are these official Nintendo magazines. So they still do Nintendo magazines here in Japan, and I try to collect them based off of the cover art. So this was back when Tears of the Kingdom was coming out, and this was summertime, says 2023 summer, and yeah, it's just really cool to look through all this, all the promotion and the stuff that they put into this. And what's crazy is these are free. So if you go to a store and you see this, it's totally free to take one of these. And this is them talking about the Nintendo store and talking about the games lineup and whatnot. So this is really cool just to kind of skim through and see what they have. And I like just collecting like these kind of like magazines and whatnot. So yeah, so there's this one for summer of 2023. This is summer of 2024 with Luigi here having the melon soda, the coveted melon soda that everybody likes. So it's just really neat, man, just to kind of look through these. And then here's Bowser for winter of 2024. Pretty cool. I'm gonna have to try to get summer, of course, for this year. But like I said, I normally like collecting them based off of the art, the cover art here, because a lot of times you can actually get this as like a download, like you can download it online. And then what's really cool too is at like the video game stores, I guess you could call them. Depending on the Nintendo game, they'll have these promotional like pamphlets you can get for free, and I have a lot of them. And this one was obviously for the Mario and Luigi Brothership game that came out, which is one of my favorite RPGs on the Switch. And so this is like a really cool fold out of like them talking about the game here. And I have, like I said, I have a lot more of like other games, but they always have these free pamphlets, so I try to collect them if I can because I mean, they're just really neat to have. So besides that, I think Neo's probably still here, but this was an official kind of like print that they did for the Metroid Prime series. This is the Metroid Prime retrospective, a visual retrospective, and this is really neat to go through and just see them talk about Metroid Primes 1 through 3. And I mean, this was like kind of out of nowhere that somebody put this all together and they decided to like print this. So yeah, really, really cool. And I don't know if you can still get this nowadays, but this was like definitely worth the investment. Speaking of more art books, I got this because I thought I like this game a lot. It was a lot of fun to play through. But yeah, we've got the Atelier Yumiya kind of like official visual collection. Let me see what's in here real quickly. Oh, I have some stuff in here. I forgot that I collected. All right, I'll show that off in a second. But yeah, so Japan likes doing these visual collection type of books, and they have them for a wide range of games as well. So this is just them showing off the art here of the characters and whatnot. It was really fun to kind of go through this and look at it and see what they have. So I really like this game. I thought it was a really fun game, a really pretty game, great characters and stuff like that. So I will always try to get my hands on some of these because I think they're just they're really neat. But yeah, I forgot. I guess I had some inserts in here. So I don't know how I got these. I got to give these to my buddy, but these are some Gundam stickers. So I don't know where I got them, but I'll have to set them off to the side. And then the last thing I'll show off is this is actually an American one, but this is the art of Halo, and this was kind of cool because it's going through like the Bungie era of Halo, and like the concept artist, which is Eddie Smith. He's like one of the. I mean, I love his art. He's done this famous art here, and um, it's a shame they don't really hire him because they kind of stopped hiring him as a concept artist after I think like Halo 4 or maybe even Reach. I want to say, but his work is tremendous, and it's cool to just kind of go through here and read what they talk about, and like for level design for the enemies, of course. We got Johnson here. So this is kind of like a must-have as a Halo fan to pick up. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm back. Sad news. I cannot find my Yakuza PlayStation 3. I thought I had it. I guess it's still packed away. We're still trying to find stuff right now. But I did bring a fun replacement, and that is my Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness GameCube. I found that out in my area while we're here. So, yeah, like I said, I just like collecting these limited edition consoles and stuff like that, and wanted to show off at least one more. And I thought I had my PlayStation 3 fat one, so I'm gonna have to go look for that somewhere because I have no idea where it's at. It's broken though. That's the only sad part.
Oh, gotcha.
So it doesn't really bother me too much. But yeah. Well, since I got that done, I guess I'll go into my next thing here
Go
real
ahead.
quick. And you were talking about collector's editions, and I wanted to show off just weird collector's editions that I did not know exist that I like to buy when I get the chance to. This one I showed off on my collection video, but I wanted to show it off just one more time, and that is the Japanese premium box for Tales of Eternia. And I didn't know this existed, and the funny part is I found this on the very same day they announced the remaster for Tales of Eternia. So that was, as I like to joke with people, that is like the sign from God that you kind of have to go out there and buy it. And
Yes.
it's pretty good. It comes with little character figurines, a little keychain, and then there's a clock as well. I don't know anything really much about this game because I never played it. Because this game used to be about like $300, $400 to get for the USA. It came with a copy of the game. I just took it out of the box because for some reason this design does not really hold anything that well. You hold it up like this, and the game would just like flop out of the front there.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, but this only cost me $80, believe it or not.
Not bad.
And I think it's complete in box. I didn't check into this, but I had to buy this one. Another one too. That was a Japanese only model for that one. Let me fix my camera here. Just fix the playmat. There you go. Another one too. This was an EU copy as well, because this game didn't get a collector's edition outside of America. I don't even think Japan got this one, and that was the Triangle Strategy Limited Collector's Edition. And I just like this one a lot because
That's pretty nice. Yeah.
I love these ones that are like little books. And of course, there's a copy of my game, and then there's a bunch of other stuff in here. But it comes with a plain deck of cards, which I
Oh,
thought was
interesting. Okay.
interesting.
Yeah, sometimes the EU gets some pretty like cool collector's editions that I mean, it's only fair because sometimes they don't even get what we get in North America or even Japan. So
Yeah, and they get like a really cool steel book. I'm gonna go grab that as soon as I'm done, and I'll grab that for my steelbook segment. But I forgot I took it out here. But yeah, this is what it kind of all comes with. This wasn't that bad. I think this was only $80 as well to buy it brand new.
oh wow.
And I think I got it from Amazon UK or something like that. I forget where I got it from. But yeah, this is just what I really kind of like. I like these like fun, uh, RTS tactical RPGs, and that's what this game is. So really do enjoy this one. I'm just getting bothered because this is not center. I gotta mess with my camera real quick. I'm sorry, guys. And speaking of, since you went to one island nation to go retro hunting, this was what I got on my last trip to the islands because I didn't know this existed. But this is like a combination of really obscure licensed games that suddenly had a collector's edition, and this is the old collector's edition for the Defiance video game series. Have you ever heard of the show Defiance?
No.
So Defiance was a old sci-fi TV show back in the day, and they also had a video game tie-in that would was an MMORPG that tied into uh, what happened in the TV show. So they had this funny little collector's edition that I did not know existed, and I'm kind of just worried about it because it's like falling apart. As you can see, I don't even know how to open this, but it was one of the here it is. Had like one of these like aliens, just like random aliens. Sorry for the noise in advance.
Little clamshell.
And like one of these little alien dudes from the TV show as like the little statue that you could get with it and stuff like
That's
that.
funny. Okay.
And it came with a game and some other book, like a seal of authenticity or something right here too.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, if you ever get a chance and you want to know about a fun little obscure bit of cross media production, Defiance was one of that. So I wanted to get this for my collection just because this one was $5.
Yeah.
I was like $5. I have to buy it just for the story alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I like I said, this is just very fun and interesting over here. So I wanted to show off just some of those fun little collector's editions that I get. Oh, sorry. All right, Mr. AC, how about you? What's another thing that's fun and interesting in your collection?
Yeah, so what I'll show off next is basically the story goes a buddy of mine was he went back to the US and then he came back here and he brought back with him a bunch of Game Boy Advance boxes that for some odd reason, I guess the story goes his brother went and like sold all the games and but somehow didn't sell the boxes as well. So he gave me all these boxes and so my goal was to kind of like them together, right? Get the games loose. And so what I got here, and these are only a couple, I do have some more, but I have these complete in box, which is crazy because if anyone knows, Metroid Zero Mission complete in box is insane. So the game itself, I mean, it costed like some decent money, but to get the box and all the paperwork and stuff inside goes for quite a bit. And then what was funny was he didn't have Zelda 2, but he did have Zelda 1 with no game. So when you, Carl, went to I think it was up at press start, you went and found me this game loose, but you also found this complete in box, and I told you to pick it up right away. So now I have both of these complete in box, and so it was just I have several over on my shelf, other Game Boy Advance titles that are complete in box now, but originally they didn't have the game, and I had to go and find the games loose, and that was fun. So I only need to get one more game, and it's Yoshi's Island. So it's like Super Mario World. Well, sorry, the Game Boy Advance version is called like Super Mario Advance 3, I think, or Super Mario Advance 2. Sorry, Super Mario Advance 2 or something like that. And then it's like Yoshi's Island. It's like a really long name for no reason. So that would be the last one I need for the boxes I have. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, Giga flexing. Yeah, Metroid Zero Mission. Unfortunately, I had Fusion loose, and so I just bought a reproduction box for it. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I wanted to show this because I thought it was like kind of funny. I went did this backwards. I got the boxes first, and then I went and picked up the games. So
Sometimes I
um,
do that. I mean, I'm lucky that when I got my Fusion and Zero Mission, it was part of the buy two get one free sale, and they had them complete there for me. So I'm like, yo, that's a sign.
yes. Yeah, I want to do that for Fire Emblem for the Game Boys complete in box if I can, but we'll see, man. The last thing I'll show for this little round is this is one of the first 64 titles I had as a kid, and then when I saw this out here, and I was like, "Oh, complete in box," I'll pick it up, and this was really cool to get for the once again to be able to play all over again. The menus are all in English, which is really funny. So that means like they basically it says made in Japan, but they basically just made the game has no Japanese in it at all. I don't know why. I guess they just didn't want to spend extra money localizing it. But yeah, so I'll have to you know what? After this I'll go get my Zelda Ocarina of Time so I can show you guys. There's some cool inserts, but yeah, this just shows you like how to play the game in Japanese basically. And then you've got the manual here, of course. So, but this game, I had a lot of fun playing it. Fun fact: when I also got that 64, um, my dad at the same time he picked up the racing wheel for the 64. So that's kind of like my other grail, even though I don't think it's like that expensive. My other grail is to try to get a racing wheel for the 64 because I had a lot of fun playing F1 with the racing wheel, and yeah, so just it was pretty interesting just to be able to find this because there are a couple other F1 games for the 64, but this is the one I distinctly remember playing. So, yeah, this is really cool to get my hands on once again.
I got one of my grails, which is the Steel Battalion controller, that big mech game for the original Xbox.
Hmm.
I want to show it off, but I'm too lazy to even try to attempt that today. It's too much. It is way too much effort for that one.
All right, I'm gonna step away real quickly and go get that Zelda thing because I think Neo would probably like this too, and same with Frank. But I'll be right back.
That's fine. I'll get going over here too. So just kind of correct this a little bit here. All right, there we go. That looks perfect. So as everyone knows, I am what they like to call a steelbook slut. And as I promised before, here is the steelbook for Triangle Strategy. I love Square Enix's art style that they have for all these games. These kind of 2.5D, but the old school art style. I just love these so much. And then this is what it kind of looks like. This is, of course, the steelbook that came with that collector's edition. But speaking of other things, I like collecting rare steelbooks. And two of my grails I actually just picked up recently. And that was the steelbook for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which these were EU only steelbooks. And I had to get these for sure. When I first found out about them, am I muted?
Oh, my bad. No, you're good.
Uh,
We can hear you.
well, pop culture just said muted, and I was confused.
Oh, maybe I don't know. If you're muted, then I shouldn't be able to hear you.
Uh, yeah, Pop, you're confusing me. Everyone can hear me fine? I think so. Nas says steelbooks rule. Hello, Nas. I hope you're doing good. But yeah, getting back to it, these were EU only steelbooks. You can only get them if you lived in Europe. But I showed these off before on a steelbook video, but I just wanted to show them off again here because I love these so much. I love the inside with Primal Kyogre fighting Primal Groudon.
That's
Man,
awesome. I'm also glad because you sent me your loose copy of like the actual game, the case for Alpha Sapphire because I needed that because I only had the loose copy of Alpha Sapphire, so it worked out in my favor. But that's really cool.
yeah. But I love these so much. I could show so many different steelbooks, but I only got one more because this one technically is a steel case. It's not a steel book. And that is one of my prized possessions right here. And that's my limited collector's edition of Mass Effect 1. And it is pretty cool. It's got big Saren over here with the Geth showing off here. It's just the original back of the case art that they kind of just threw on here, like printed right onto this little plastic thing, which I love a lot. And this thing's pretty cool, you know? It comes with a copy of the game and a limited edition bonus disc, which I want to look into after this because I didn't know what was on it. So if it's like a making of documentary or something, that's for sure something I want to do as like a future episode of Legacy Loading. And then of course
Yes.
it's got a codex one where you can read every little detail about the history of Mass Effect thrown together here too, and brings up all the characters, the Quarians, the Krogan. I wonder. Hold on, I'm kind of looking at this here too, real quick. If they have the original art for the Batarians, because the original art for Batarians were very funny. They do not. Obviously, they got the old school manual when it was thick. Remember those thick manuals,
Nice.
boys?
Yeah.
And then, of course, the inside here, too, which I love, is just a little concept art little pack
That's cool.
of everything here, too. And, like, you can see, like, the original idea for guest stalkers and everything. It's just pretty cool.
Yeah, that's neat.
Ironically enough, they will use this design for the color scheme for well, never mind. It's just the way it's looking off the camera. But yeah. And then of course want to watch the final season of Battlestar Galactica? There you go. But yeah, I love steelbooks. I like these steel cases. I like these little collector things. And I know Neo just said here in chat that he got those as well. I also have the Mass Effect 1 and 2 2 and 3 steel books as well. I've forgot.
So he
I gotta
needs to get 2 and 3. That's what he's saying.
No, that's what I'm saying to him. I have those as well. And I've seen them a lot in the wild. I gotta get Neo a copy. I keep saying I will. Oh, Neo, did you get your video games I sent you to? That's all. I've played Jade Empire. I know I have the special limited collector's edition for that one too. That came with a red case.
He's sunsetting right now. He's confusing you with me. That's why.
Oh well, he is a vampire, so it does
yes,
track.
he's a very old vampire. Well,
yeah.
I'll raise you a steelbook after I show this off real quickly. But so this is the N64, the Japanese version, excuse me, of Ocarina of Time. But what's really neat is here in this particular section, they have a kind of like a sticker sheet for writing down or placing down the musical songs that you play on the ocarina in the game. So like it's kind of like a quick reference sheet, so you don't have to like go into the menu to see how to play the songs.
That's so
I don't
cool.
think the American one has this. I don't think that.
No, fuck no, it doesn't. Not at all.
I really thought this was neat. Like wow, like they kind of like that. They give you this like ability to do that. So what's cool too is it looks like you can write it down too, right? See, they have like slots here to write down the name of the song.
Is it racist or is it funny that the Asian version has one where you can write down the music?
I don't know if it's either. I would just say it's like smart. Like it just. Oh, you mean because like Asians being smarter than the rest of everyone else?
No, it's because their parents forced them to play piano. So.
Oh yeah, I see your point. Yeah, okay, yeah, maybe. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. This manual, excuse me, and just it's like. That's the thing about Japanese, like buying complete in box. A lot of stuff is like still in really, really good condition.
I love that key art too. I'm going to grab my Japanese Nintendo 64 ones too because I want to show those off. Those are really cool. But yeah, how much was that too? By the way,
it was probably like $40 or less. Like it wasn't that expensive. Yeah,
is it still that price?
It might be. I would have to double check.
We'll talk about that later. I might have to put that on the list of things to get because that's pretty damn cool. But you said you had a steelbook, so sir.
Yes, so I will raise you my Metroid Prime Trilogy steelbook here.
Ooh,
which this thing is amazing because it's got it has some extra stuff in here if I can carefully take it out. But
yeah, I'll be right back. But yeah, I see it.
Yeah, so here we go. This is kind of like the history, the Prime Trilogy history here. And now, funny enough, this Prime Trilogy was only released in, I guess, North America and the EU. It wasn't released in Japan for some odd reason. So, yeah, pretty neat. But it is cool to have like a steelbook for a Metroid game because I think if any Nintendo series deserves a steelbook, Metroid is definitely at the top. And I think Nerdy Neo would agree with me on that. So, yeah. Yeah, I know you need it, Nerd. I know you need it, Neo. I think it goes for quite a bit of money, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I have one, and it's like $100+ right now.
Yeah, you gotta save your pennies for that. So
yeah,
but that's it for me for the time being.
Oh, show off one more thing. I got
one more thing.
Yeah, okay, one more thing.
So you were showing off collector's editions, like kind of like obscure ones. So I got one that I know you really, really want, and I know probably Frank really wants this. Can Frank tell me what this is right here? I'll let him guess. This is very obscure. I did not know this existed until like last year. So, oh yeah, I forgot Dread does have the steelbook too, Neil. I completely forgot about that. Let me know if you recognize this, Frank. But this I randomly found in a store, and I was like, oh well, I didn't know they released this physically for the Switch, no less. I know they have it for the PS4 because that's the copy that you generously sent me and I played. But yeah, we'll take a quick look on the inside here. So yes, Onimusha. So here it is, Onimusha for the Nintendo Switch physically,
I hate that you
and
have this. This makes me so upset.
this is payback for all the gloating of the campaign evolve collection that you've been sharing with me. But yeah, here's the soundtrack, or like I don't know if it's the full soundtrack, but it's got a lot of tracks in it. And then this right here is kind of neat. This is like a scroll of the art that I think you just saw there. Yeah, here we go. It's like a big scroll of that art you just saw there on
I
the
want
cover.
that so much. I hate you.
So yes, and what's funny is I've been trying to find another copy of it, and it's really hard to find. I don't know why. So this might be one of those things that kind of goes up in value for no reason.
Yeah,
Um,
we're waiting for limited run now to
to
show
do
off
number
their ones.
two, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they drop that out, number two, because I am curious what they'll do for that particularly, and if Super Deluxe Games, which is the Japanese branch of them, they will how they will support that as well. So
Yeah, because they also did a Hi-Fi Rush one as well.
yeah.
But yeah, I want to show off just how cool Japanese box arts are for these type of games. You know, not so much this Mario one. The Mario one's kind of basic, but I just love these ones so much more than the English copies. This Smash Brother one is like goated right here, and of course my F-Zero, my baby, and my other baby, my kind of like almost my top 5 of N64 games right here. And just because Nas said something, yes, I do own a copy of Playboy Mansion for the original Xbox.
Nice. Now maybe that'll shut him up for a little
There
bit.
you
That's
go.
funny.
I have finally given you what you wanted here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
You
Playboy
can never
Mansion
ask for
one.
anything ever again.
There you go. You are lucky that I like to also collect these weird, obscure ones. This is actually a Sims video game clone. You know that? It's like it's basically The Sims Playboy. That's
I did
all.
not know that. No.
Yeah, you run your Hugh Hefner mansion.
Yeah, if you guys ever get the chance, like just Google like N64 box art for Japanese box art, and you'll be surprised like how drastically different a lot of it is, and how some of it's really cool, some of it not so much, but it is neat. Like they have more personality because the American one, they all had the same kind of scheme, like template to them.
Hmm.
But yeah, anyways, yeah, it's cool.
So I want to show off just a couple of my fun little add-on items. My favorite amiibos right here are the Monster Hunter Story amiibos. These are still probably the more rare and interesting ones I have in my collection because they never followed the formula for these ones in later games. On top of that, too, you can take the hunters off and you can replace them with different ones, and you can have them kind of ride the other person's monster and such like that too. I thought these were cool. They only had, I think, 5 riders and then Naviru as well, which is kind of like the annoying little Japanese mascot character in these games. But these amiibos are super expensive. These are kind of like the cheaper ones. I think this one goes for like $40 and this guy goes for like 25. And then there's another one that you could get when he kind of goes for 50. But the female version of this guy is like $200. Naviru is $100. And then there's the opposite antagonist of this guy who rides a Raytheon, which is the female version of this of a Rathalos in Monster Hunter, and he could go for sometimes between $250 to $500. So
That's crazy.
yeah, so like that's why I always ask you, hey, when you're out shopping, if you see one of these guys, let me know because I will pay you. I know they have them up in the Appleton shop, and I think that's what I'm going to buy when I go up there, only because they're going to have a discount on them. But on top of that, too, I got this little guy right here, and this is Jack Frost, but this is the original PS2 plushie for the Devil Summoner game, and this was part of their limited collector's edition, and that was only at GameStop. So this is I have the collector's edition box. I bought it, but it was in bad shape, so I just kind of decided to grab this guy and take him out. He's still in pretty good condition. He was a little dusty before, but this is my little Jack Frost guy. And I have one more thing here too. Gotta take off my headphones for a second.
That's neat. Yeah, the plushie stuff. They don't do it. There was like a weird time period that a lot of collector's editions would have plushies, but yeah, they kind of backed away from that.
I'm sorry. You what'd you say? I took off my headphones for a second.
Just the plushies that they would have them for a lot of collector's editions, and then they kind of backed away, and they do like different. The collector's editions go through waves where they'll do like certain like items for a certain time period,
Mhm.
like similar, I guess you can say. So
Yeah. Now this is my favorite thing in my collection, and it is your favorite best friend in the world, Mr. AC, and that is my beautiful Joe statue. He's a little dusty right now because I just grabbed him from the
oh,
top.
this loser, yes.
Heads to the Goko, baby. But yeah, he was part of Figure Four Figures over here too. And as you can see, there was only 850 of them, so I got statue 168. I bought this guy secondhand used off the eBay marketplace, but I love this thing. It was so detailed. I don't get a chance to see too much beautiful Joe merch out there, so I had to go and grab this guy right away. So I have a lot. Sorry, I'm stuttering. I have a lot of video game statues. When I do a room tour video, that I'll show off a lot more later. But that's, I think, my favorite one. That and my Darth Revan statue are, I think, my number one and number two in my collection. But those are some very interesting, rare, and unique statues and stuff I kind of wanted to show off as well to get close to rounding out the little end of this here.
Looks
AC,
like
how about you?
Neo got your package.
Oh, wonderful! It's good to hear.
All right, so for me, these are some other kind of like Japan only titles, except for one of them. One of them was released in the EU, and this was kind of interesting just to stumble upon them. So I basically got these two games, these two Tingle games here at the same time, and then for the longest time, I could not find this third game, and then I finally found it recently. And the third game is just basically Balloon Fight, but like with Tingle characters, as you can tell here, or with Tingle as the character. But these two games are kind of like the Nintendo versions of like Leisure Suit Larry. It seems like just like really like raunchy adult humor type of games.
Let's go.
I haven't played them yet. I
He's
just worried
lying.
about the comprehension level that is required to really understand. Because like, I mean, look at this right here. So
If
yeah,
you
this will
played
be.
Yakuza, you should be able to understand those games, sir.
I played what?
If you played Yakuza, you should understand those games, sir.
That's true. That's true. But this one here, I'll tell you the names in English. This one here is called Freshly Picked Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land, and then this one is called Ripened Tingle's Balloon Trip of Love. And I couldn't tell you what the genres are other than like they're kind of like adventure games, like with a bunch of mini games. So maybe kind of like WarioWare esque type of games. Yeah. And then there was one other game they made. It was called Too Much Tingle Pack, but it was a like a DSi ware app. So like a download game you can only get on the
uh,
DSi. And that one you're gonna have to like emulate it because there's just no way to get it. But
Dead game,
yeah,
bud.
yeah. So this was just really funny to kind of stumble upon. I'm like, I definitely have to get these. And yeah, they're just kind of obscure games. But sorry, this is the one that was released in the EU. So there is definitely an official English version of this game. But this one you would have to play it on your computer via ROM with like a English patch. So anyways, yeah, I had to show these off because I thought they're just really silly.
Speaking of silly and weird games, I guess you could say there's a couple weird games that I kind of wanted to shout out from my collection. First one, I really need my Wii U to get fixed because I really been dying to play this game. And of course, Pandora's Tower, part of that
Oh yes, this game. I need this game. Yep.
Yes, and mine's still sealed because I'm still waiting for the day to finally sit down and play it. I've heard nothing but good things about this. A fun boss rush, kind of game with multiple endings, great replayability. Some people said it is the more emo version of Shadow of Colossus, if you want to make it that way. But I want to play this game so much. And another one I found out recently, and this is one that I think I want to stream eventually, but I finally was able to get my hands on this one, and that is a good old Hybrid Heaven for N64. Now, for anyone who doesn't know what Hybrid Heaven is, I'll give you the spark notes for it. Basically, this started out as an N64 Metal Gear Solid game that eventually fell apart and became its own type of game. And what it is a wrestling JRPG. So every time you level your character up, you got to do specific wrestling moves on people and stuff like that. And you got to learn how to do like a combo fight. And it's so interesting and weird. I've never played this. It kind of came across my desk of games I should probably stream. So this might be a future streaming game coming up pretty soon for everyone out there. They even have some shooter elements too. Like I said, this is a failed Metal Gear Solid game. So I want to kind of give a shout out to these ones.
Yeah, Pandora's Tower. I would say that's like between that and Last Story are my two like Grail games for the Wii that I want to get because I have the original Xenoblade Chronicles on my shelf right now, and
Mm-hmm.
that was part. Those three, everyone knows, those three were part of the Project Rain campaign that was started to bring those JRPGs to the West. So I would like to get them and get my hand on them. Or
Oh,
hands on them.
I'll give you my last story. I don't want it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, the only reason why is because they have a special steelbook edition, and I'm just gonna buy that.
okay. Gotcha. Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
I'll probably let you have it.
Um, but that's cool, man. The Hybrid Heaven one, I feel like I learned about that one through the gaming productions video. I
Yeah,
think they talked about it in that. It was
yeah,
like,
that's
what
where I
is
learned
this?
about that. That's why.
Yeah, what is this weird like wrestling JRPG game on the 64? Like it was just like this mosh pause of all kinds of like stuff happening. So
Yeah, I when I first heard about it, you know how I could be. I was like, oh, I got to add that to my collection because I
yeah.
need to get it. And when I went to the Midwest Gaming Classic, I actually found somebody who had a nice, complete in box copy. $80 was a little bit more than I wanted to pay, but at the same time, I could never find it anywhere for cheaper.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, so sometimes you overpay just because of the convenience and rarity, and you
Yes.
just try not to get fleeced, basically.
That is very true. I've had to do that a few times. So sometimes, like you just have to. It's one of those things where I've seen an item and I wanted it, but I was like, it's a bit too much, and then I missed out on it, and I go like a year or two not seeing it ever again. I'm like, I should have got it when I saw it. So now I know, like, pull the trigger. Like, don't just wait. Pull the trigger. You won't regret it.
Yeah, and also because GameCube won the game to stream, I actually picked the game that I'm going to stream on GameCube, and that is going to be Mega Man X Command Mission.
Oh, what type of game is this?
I believe this is a turn-based trio RPG, if I recall correctly.
Okay, interesting. Oh, do you have the trading card inside or no?
No, unfortunately, there was no trading card inside for
That's a
this one.
shame.
Yeah, but yeah, this is a game that Neo said he wouldn't play just because it was more of an RPG,
Interesting.
and Neo's a coward, so we gotta tell
Yes,
him right away that he's a
he's a
coward.
coward.
Neo, you're a coward. I see that
He's a
you responded with
coward.
your. But I'm going to stream this one for you, Neo. Since you're not going to play it, I'll step up so you can tell me that I'm doing it wrong or how it's a disgrace or something. Speaking of, here he is. Hybrid Heaven has retro achievements, but AC's F1 Grand Prix game does not. And he does confirm it is a turn-based RPG, which is why I haven't played it. Yeah, because you're a coward. Well, you can watch me play it, and then you can play it. It's cheaper for the PS2. I know that, so check it up out there too. But I've got two more things to show off. AC, how about you?
I've got two sets, like one set and then another set. So and then I'm good.
All right, so you share one of your sets. I will share one of my things, and then your set, and I'll close this out. So there we
Gotcha.
go.
All right, I'm gonna pull out one more collector's edition, and this one I found one of my buddies that they were visiting Japan, and he's like, "Hey, did you see this?" And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, hold on!" Like I was already looking at something else. I was like, "Please hold on to that for me." So he like held it in his hands like for a while I was looking at some other stuff. But if Nos is still here, which he probably isn't because he went to bed, he's got to get his beauty sleep in. But this was pretty cool to stumble
Oh,
upon.
what is this? I didn't expect this.
This is the limited edition for Crisis Core
Really?
for the Nintendo Switch. They also did one for like the PS4 and the PS5, but of course, oh, that's right. I took the. I think the steelbook is on my shelf over there. I have to go get it. But
Yeah, go
there
grab
is a
that. Let me
steelbook.
get a second.
Yeah, so this is like we got here. This is the script book, so they talk about like the scenes, like the writing of like of the character scenes and whatnot in here.
Oh, that's so
So
cool. I didn't even know
for the
that
game
existed.
itself. Here you've got some info. This is the last letter that Aerith wrote, I think, to Zach, which is pretty bit heartbreaking if you played the game.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Yes. And then, of course, you got like a mini soundtrack. I want the full soundtrack, but you've got the mini soundtrack right here. So there's that. And then you've got the art of Crisis Core, which let me give me a quick second here to put that here. Yeah, I forgot that I took the steelbook out, so I'm gonna have to go get that because I have like a dedicated FF7 like shelf that has a bunch of stuff on it. So
That's so cool, dude. How much was this, by the way, before you go?
oh, so I got this when it was on a flash sale. It was like $70 after conversion, and it was on a flash sale, so they were trying to get rid of it. I'm not like there was nothing wrong, by the way. In fact, the disc was sealed, like the CD disc was sealed. The game had been opened, which was fine. But no, this is really cool to go through. Actually,
That's
I have
so
not.
cool.
I've gone through some of it, but I have not sat down and read. No, actually, no, my bad. I did go through this with my wife because she's a big fan of this game too, and she's a big fan of Seth Ross. So
And she
um,
is.
yeah, this was really cool to kind of get my hands on, and there's some English in here as well too. But I will go get that steelbook real quickly. But yeah, I'll be right back with that. I completely forgot I took it out.
Yeah, I'll switch over to my side then. One of my fun kind of favorite controllers I own. I just with my collector's editions. I do the same thing with my controllers. And as everyone knows, I do have the limited edition original OG Xbox, but I also have the OG Halo, specifically Halo themed green see-through original Xbox controller. And when AC gets back, I think he didn't know this existed. This is kind of a little stiff too. I gotta kind of clean these out because this controller is like 25 years old, guys. But I love this one. This controller alone usually sells for about like $120 because you can find a bunch of the just regular green ones like this that just have the Xbox logo, but to have the official Halo on it is kind of rare. In fact, I never have seen this controller out in the wild. I've only ever seen it online. So people who usually have this controller tend to not like to give it up, you know? And I don't blame them. You know, it's rare, and I don't think this one actually sold with the console. I think the console got something different, but this one I bought kind of used recently because when I got my limited edition Xbox One, it didn't come with this one. But this was just one of the things I wanted to show off. Nothing really too special or interesting about it. I have so many limited edition controllers. I got my Monster Hunter ones. I got my Xbox ones. I got my Astrobot one. I like the Astrobot DualSense, but I'm not a big fan of DualSense controllers. They kind of hurt my hands. But AC, are you back?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, you didn't know this existed, right? Until last night.
Yeah, I thought I don't know why. I thought the Xbox Green was just like a variant, a color variant. I didn't realize it was like a Halo stamped one and with the controller as well. I don't know how that slipped me, but yeah,
But yeah, that's we'll
it's
go
cool.
back to you got your steelbook ready now?
Yep. Well, I got
Uh,
more than the Steelbook ready because I completely
oh cool.
forgot that I put it inside this. This is the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Collector's Edition, and I found this out of the blue for a good price as well. But I completely forgot that I put it in this container here just to kind of protect it. But I will show you guys. Yeah, here's the Steelbook for Crisis Core.
I love that steelbook.
Yeah.
That was a Best Buy pre-order bonus over here in the States.
Yeah, so I remember you and I were going because I remember we talked. I know I've talked to this about with you about this about the steelbooks. We were talking about the steelbooks,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I got this in a collector's edition. You're like, oh, but it was a pre-order bonus, and I'm like, what? And then that's when we found out. I remember you must have just forgotten it, but I remember telling you like, oh, the Japan version was like a part of the collector's edition, but like you said, it was a pre-order bonus in America.
I
So
like that steelbook a lot. That was so over in the States, that was the collector's edition or limited edition steelbook as well. But they also had a separate one which I own that
yes,
was a pre-order bonus with Aerith and Tifa,
FIFA,
and
yeah.
yeah, that's the one I have.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's where I keep the steelbook. Another, I just remembered, I'm not going to get it down, but a really cool steelbook that I have is the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition for the Switch. They made a steelbook for that, which is kind
Oh,
of random.
the Korean version or the actual collector's version?
The collector's version.
Yeah, because they also had one that was exclusive to Korea as well, and I have that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was just kind of random that they had it, considering that it was a Switch game, right? So there's no disc, but I think the soundtrack or like the mini soundtrack is included on it, like inside that steelbook. But anyways, yeah,
Wait, is that like it's like a jewel case steelbook? It's not a Switch steelbook?
no, it's not a Switch Steelbook. It's exactly like that Crisis Core one, where it has a slot for a
Really?
disc. I mean, I can get it right now if you're gonna show off your next thing, because I have, like I said, I have one more set of things and then I'm done.
Well, I I want to see that one because they had like the Nintendo does those collector's editions, but it was a it was a Switch a regular basic Switch steelbook over here.
That's nicer. I wish that they would have done that here, but yeah.
Now, the last thing I'm going to show off is like my most expensive game. Do you have your most expensive game too that you want to show off?
I didn't know you were gonna do that. No, I don't. I don't actually. I'm trying to think about what game do I have is the most expensive, but I would have to like look up value like online because I don't really keep up with that anymore.
I would
Do you
just
want me
say,
to do? Oh,
yeah, show off your stuff, and then I'll show off my most expensive game, and then you could show off yours. That's what we'll do.
the
And we'll close
Steelbook
up. Yeah,
or
show the steelbook, and then but grab that after you show off your last thing, and then
yeah, yeah. Okay,
I'll give you
perfect.
time to go get the other things.
All right, so the last thing I'm going to show you guys, just from this collection that I bought out here, this is like Japanese exclusive or Japanese versions of these, but I wanted to get my hands on them. And that is, I have a couple more out here, but these are just some of the more unique ones of the Halo like collector's editions or just games in general, because this is not the Halo 2 one's not a collector's edition. But I'll start with this one. So we've got the Halo History Pack. It's a platinum collection, so it comes with Halo 1 and 2, and it comes with something related to Halo 3 here in particular.
Was it the
And
beta or something?
I'll tell you. It says here. Hold on, we'll just open it up. Oh, I might hit the mic there. Oh, is this like an invitational? It's an update disc, game update disc. I'll have to look into that to see what that is. It's still sealed, which I don't really want to open it right now. But yeah, here's the cover art for Halo 1 and 2. And it's just called Halo. As God intended. It was not supposed to be Combat Evolved, but the American publisher or whatever was like, or Xbox, I think it was, were like, you got to name it Halo Combat Evolved because it sounds cooler or whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's that. And This is another interesting one. This is called the Halo Origin Pack. Now, this is like an Asian one, like they sold in other Asian markets as well. So it came with Combat Evolve Anniversary, Halo 4. But what was really neat about this, which I took it out, which is fine. It came with actually it doesn't say it here. It came with a soundtrack for its Volume 1 for Halo 4. And I think I don't have Volume 2. I got to get my hands on Volume 2. I'm pretty sure they released that physically, but I got this specifically because it came with that soundtrack. But anyways, yeah, Halo Anniversary and Halo 4 for the Japanese market here. So that was kind of cool just to stumble upon. And it was cheap too. I think it was like maybe $15 or less. It was really, really cheap.
Not that bad.
This was really funny to find as well. Halo 2 in this like really kind of like big box here. But there's a bonus here because I didn't know about this when I bought it, which I don't want to show off the I don't want to show the the product key. When I opened this up, I was really shocked to find Combat Evolve in here as well.
That's funny. I think I remember you saying this now. Yeah.
Yes, I got two for the price of one, and I'm very glad about that. Here's the Halo 2 manual, games for Window, and then there's also a little like code here, which actually this is still sealed for I'm guessing like Windows Live. So yeah, so anyways, there's that. And but no, this kind of shocked me because I was like, oh, they only have Halo 2. It was actually when I went to Nagoya to do with my wife and we're doing a little mini trip. I was like, they only got Halo 2. Well, it was really cheap, so I'll pick it up. And then when I opened it up, I'm like, oh, Combat Evolves in here. That's funny. So yeah, two for the price of one. I'll take that. And then the final one here. So let me carefully. The final one. This one I've always wanted this growing up, and I never got my hands on it because I didn't have a 360. But I found the Halo 4 limited edition, and this I also got like dirt cheap. I think like less than $10. And I always thought this was really neat. So these are like individually numbered. It's kind of hard to tell, but yeah, they got the numbers here, and it's kind of like it comes out kind of like a military report, I guess you can call it. I love this steel book. It's pure white, and I think it just looks really cool. It's got the modern UNSC logo on it, of course. Got the game disc to install as well. And then these are still sealed, I want to say. No, I think it might be open actually. But no, this one's still sealed. My bad. I haven't had a chance to really open up to see what's inside, but I do know they have some kind of like in-game lore that they show off inside. I think this is a blueprint. Yes, this is a blueprint here for the Mjolnir for Spartan Gabriel Thorn. So that's kind of cool. I honestly didn't know that they did like a collector's edition thing in Japan for Halo 4, but I guess they really were trying to sell Halo in Japan still all the way up to Halo 4. I have seen Halo 5 here and there, but not like collector's editions to my knowledge. Oh no. Yeah, actually not to my knowledge. So this is cool. This is talking about the weapons here and this like interesting. It's like supposed to be some kind of like futuristic like debrief type of form, I guess. All of it was translated into Japanese, which is really neat. So, um, anyways, yeah. So I got this, like I said, for real cheap, and I was really glad to finally get my hands on this because I've been waiting. I don't know. At the point, it was probably like 10 years to get my hands on this. So, anyways, like I said, I do have a couple other Halos, like from Japan. I got Halo 3's limited edition out here, Halo Wars as well, the Halo Wars limited edition. Actually, oddly enough, I have two copies of that, so I have like double the limited edition goods. And I also got the Combat Evolve Anniversary again because the cover of it, it has a slip cover. It has a bit of a texture to it. I thought that was kind of neat. So, um, yeah. So I've tried. It's kind of funny. I try to collect Halo stuff out here because it's just kind of like an oddity, and most of the time I found some pretty interesting things. The next thing I'll probably try to get is the Halo Reach Collector's Edition that comes with like the big statue. That's been kind of a bit of my white whale to try to get out here too.
Yeah, you're still looking for the Halo Reach, you said, right?
Yes, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice statue. The only problem is that the hands and the guns they tend to fall off of it.
That's unfortunate because I think they're based off of the action figures, which I have those action figures. But uh, all right, well, I'll go get that steel book for you to check out while you show off your last thing. Like I said, I don't have like I don't know what the most expensive item is in my collection. I would have to like catalog and see like what is it actually because I just don't look for that stuff. So
Well, don't worry. I grabbed. Funny enough, I've decided that I've grabbed together all of my. Uh, this is kind of we're going to be a little flexing a little bit, but I wanted to grab some examples of really weird games that are super expensive for really no reason that I can think of. To be honest with you, so I obviously, if you watched one of my last videos, one of my grails I picked up recently, and that is the Misadventures of Tron Bonne. One of my favorite video games ever on the PS1. It's just a fun little torture simulator of being basically a sadistic, robber, and you just run around your little servo bots and everything. This game cost me $400, and uh, the only issue is it's missing the Mega Man 2 demo disc. With that demo disc, this game can top out at $700. So I really had to grab this one when I saw it. Another game too, which will be a little foreshadow for an unboxing video, and that is Blue Dragon Awakened Shadows. And this game is roughly about $250 on the DS. And I think a couple of you people may not have known that there was a Blue Dragon game on the DS. Well, this is the second one, and this one's even rarer to find because this was an even bigger flop. And then another game that I love, and is one of my favorite GameCube games out there, Cubivore: Survival of the Fittest. And basically, this is just a little game where you make really just simplistic block monsters eat, evolve, and survive and consume. This game can go for anywhere between $400 to $500, and I just kind of wanted to show it off. It's one of more unique games out there. Also an Atlas game, so I had to add it to my collection. Probably one of the more expensive Xbox 360 games was Operation Darkness, and this was basically a World War II meets werewolves and vampires turn-based tactical RPG. It kind of is along the lines of a Valkyrian Chronicles, but plays a lot shittier. I'm not gonna lie, this game is not that great, but this game usually can run close to about $100. It's kind of one of the more expensive Xbox 360 games, but you can usually find it for $80. Another game too, which is a licensed game that's really expensive, and that is the Futurama.
Ooh, how much is
game.
that actually?
This is $250 for the
Oh
Xbox
my
version,
goodness. Okay.
and this isn't even complete. So I got this for $200.
I want to look up gameplay for this. I'm very curious what this is about.
So I actually played this game back in the day with my buddies. They had the PS2 copy of it, and it's a really bad like little action platformer, and it has basically a hidden episode of Futurama in it.
That's
It's
funny.
it's not that great. I'm not gonna lie. The PS2 version might be the better one to get, but the PS2 version is $300.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah. But I know you're the platform guy, but if you ever want to borrow and play this on stream, I'll let you borrow it because I trust you.
Oh, dude, that'd be awesome. My wife, we watch Futurama every once in a while. And she likes it, so she probably think it's really hilarious that there's a game for it.
Yeah, so this is one of the like rare games that I kind of bought like when I first started because I tried to go for a master set on the original Xbox.
Yeah.
And I got pretty much all the super expensive games out of the way, like right away. Any game that was expensive, like the Teen Titans, and a few others, this was a high priority. I'm still on the lookout to buy a manual because I'd rather not just rebuy this game and spend $250 again. I'd rather just pay $50 for a manual and just call it a day and Frankenstein it to make it complete.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep.
But not a lot of people also know this exists too, and pop culture says it's just like playing an episode of Futurama. So
Exactly.
So this was one of my. I kind of just showing off like games that are like super expensive for each different parts of my collection. Uh, my one of my most expensive PS2 games is Dot Hat Quarantine Part 4, the final chapter, as they say right here. I know pop culture was just talking about the anime not too long ago that comes with it. So the Dot Hack anime came out, and this was basically made in junction with it with Bandai Namco because this takes place right after the events of the anime. And each one of these games came with a small little DVD, and that DVD played an episode of an anime that tied into the events that happened in the game. And as
Oh,
I've
interesting.
so I've said this before. This is like I said, this is part 4. So this entire quadrilogy, is that what we would say? This
Yeah.
quadrilogy. So this was made in under a year. So it was, as someone pointed out one time in a chat, they made one game and split it up into 4 parts.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
But this was a short printed one. I had this as a kid, and then I think my dad sold it for alcohol. But that's neither here nor there. But each Dot Hack game kind of goes up in price because of how scarce they were printed. So this one runs roughly close to $200 to $250,
Yeesh.
and they get cheaper as they go. So there's Infection, which usually you could get for $20 complete. Mutation and Outbreak, they can go to between $50 and $100 for depending on where you find them. But this guy, he's the hardest one. Also, fun fact, one of the first video games I ever played as a kid that allowed you just to carry over your save progress. So if you got to level 100 in Infection, the other 3 games didn't matter. You were just wiping out everything. But they also had some fail safes in that as well if you tried to
That's
cheat.
funny though. That's funny. You could come in front heavy and then just like wreck.
I have 2 more games to show off before this one and then the next one, which is my most expensive game. Albert Odyssey for the Sega Saturn, one of those early RPGs for the Sega Saturn, one of the rare ones that actually got ported over. I heard good things about this. This is also a Sunsoft game and a Working Designs game too. So it has one of those early 90s anime like fun stuff and everything that kind of went on with them too. I love collecting these like obscure JRPGs and stuff like that. And we got a new person joining us, I think, here too, Mr. Norgam Lafoka. I guess that's how you say that. I apologize. But hello there. Hello to you. I hope you're having a wonderful night, and thank you for stopping by. But this game also, because it has the JRPG tax, this game can go for $300 usually.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Yes. And now for the moment you all been waiting for, the video game that made my wife really question if our marriage was worth it, but also one of the first big boy purchases I ever made for my collection just to have it. And that is, of course, Panzer Dragoon Saga for the Sega Saturn. One of the more unique JRPGs out there. This was a sequel to the Panzer Dragoon lines. It's a JRPG, and it's also a rail shooter at the time. This game was just completely made by people who did not know how to make JRPGs. It drove some people insane, and I think it actually forced the dev to kill himself, if I recall correctly, they were saying.
Oh sheesh.
But this game is pretty fun, and this game I contemplate every day, should I play it, should I not? Because this game on a good day goes for $900, and on a bad day it goes for $1,400.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that could be a mortgage on for some people.
Yeah, this is a mortgage payment right here in a game shell, and I think maybe one day I will crack the seal and stream this game. That probably will be the way I do it, but I got a good deal on this one, and ironically enough, it's because it was missing one of these original little standees.
Okay.
And then, of course, this was aftermarket use, so the guy said he'll mark some stuff down on it. But, a nice little 4-disc game, some advertisement for Shining Forces 3, which I also found out recently about this, too. Did you know that Shining Forces 3 actually has no pun intended here 3 video games for it.
No.
So in the West, we only got the first game, but in Japan for the Sega Saturn, they had 2 more Shining Forces that followed up into a trilogy for it.
Okay,
So
I'll have to keep it. Was it all for Sega Saturn?
yes, they were all for Sega Saturn. So that's a couple games that I want to go out and get. So that's just kind of what I wanted to show off here too, like a bunch of super expensive, kind of like just ridiculously priced games for no other reason other than Sega Saturn JRPG, Sega Saturn JRPG, failed crappy, 3D DS game,
Yeah.
uh, obscure tie-in to the Mega Man Legends series, which those games are getting expensive too. They're about like $100 and $150 a piece.
Yeah, make sure you get them on the PS Vita store or
Yes.
PS3 store before it's too late.
Yes. Or buy them before they also shoot up in price once the store shuts down again, too. Well, you have a chance. And then just some fun, interesting license game, and of course the Atlas tax.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to show off some of my a couple of my more interesting and expensive games there, but that's kind of like just to flex, but also just because these games were interesting. I have ties to pretty much all of them from my childhood. This was one of the first interesting PS1 games that I played. I played all of these as a kid because I was a weeb and I loved Doc Hack. We used to play this all the time with my friends. This I didn't know exists till recently, but I have a funny story for that. Unboxing video coming Monday, so you'll hear more about that later. But that's how I'm going to close it out, just to show off some randomly and random and obscure expensive video games. All right, Mr. AC, show me what you got. Let's land this
Yeah,
plane.
so real quickly, you wanted to see this, so I figured I'd pull this out. And I have one I'll show you in the post show. But anyways, yeah, this is just the collected work, so like the art book for this game. But what you really want to see is the steel book here. So here it is.
That's so weird, but that's a cool steelbook. I'm jealous.
The sound selection right here. Yeah.
So they put the limited edition soundtrack in a steelbook.
Well, yeah, the sound selection. So it's like 10 or 20 songs. But yeah, they put it in the steel book here, and then as you can see, there's the game and the regular Switch container. So
Yeah, so the Korean version of the steelbook is literally just that game case, but on the steelbook.
man, I'm gonna have to look into that then. That's cool.
It's cheap. I think I only paid $20 for it, so you could get it.
Yeah, that's neat, man. I'll have to, like I said, I'll look into that.
But yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I'm jealous. I've wanted to buy all those collector's editions because I like Nintendo how they do like those long box ones out here in
Yes.
the West. I think those are great.
I kicked myself every day for not getting number 3 because I was taking a chance on it because number 2 just kind of like didn't appeal to me. But
Hmm.
number three's collector's edition I really want now, and it's like expensive. It's like I think it's like $200, maybe like 150. Um,
Yeah,
it's insane.
I'm with you on that one because I had that just happen to me last year. Like at that one store I took you to when you visited out here.
Yeah.
That was right by the Lego store that we went to.
Yep.
So they had the definitive edition box sets for number one. I mean, not number two and number three at the store I went to for $75 each, and I'm really kicking myself in the ass for not buying them when I had a chance.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a great deal. If everything's in them, yeah, that would have been
Hmm.
perfect. Yeah.
I'm just like, one of those things. Like I said, it's always the regret. It's always the fish you never catch, right?
Exactly.
But yeah, go on. What were some of what were your grand finale? What were you trying to show off here, sir?
No, well, no, there's not. I don't want to linger this any longer than it needs to. So I found something that I don't know if I ever showed you before, and I wasn't sure if you wanted me to put it on the camera, but it was something that I found a while ago. Um,
Is it a body pillow?
no,
It's 'cause- oh, that's really cool. I almost bought this too, but I was like, I'm not a huge fan of this one as much as you were.
yeah. So this comes with a Blu-ray HD movie collection here. So they've got Fire Emblem. I think this is uh, it's the cutscenes that are in the games, but they like upscale them to Blu-ray quality.
Mm.
The Wii game, I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now.
Radiant Dawn.
Radiant Dawn, yes,
Yeah.
Radiant Dawn. Obviously, this is Fates.
Mhm.
You got Echoes here. And this one is actually I'm not sure. I can't read that kanji. It could be Awakening. It's probably Awakening if I had to guess, because they had also those cutscenes. But yeah, so you've got the limited edition game right here.
Yeah.
So basically, this is like a cardboard version of the box. Now, what's interesting is there's actually two versions of this Echoes limited edition. There's one that just comes like this, but it has the blue character here,
The brother.
the brother. Yeah, or no, not the brother. He's the these are lover, or they're gonna be lovers, but they are I'm pretty sure if I remember the story correctly, um, they are
I thought they were siblings.
I'm gonna get flamed here now. Don't flame me. Don't flame me.
I'm not gonna flame you because I don't even know what I'm talking about. I know I got their amiibos.
Yes.
And Celia is the girl's name, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I
Um.
know that when we were playing uh Engage, I liked
Yes.
her emblem ring too. She was broken.
Oh yes. 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 But no, the other limited edition, which is just this, it probably comes with the soundtrack as well because it fits perfectly inside. It's blue and it has the other guy. But this is like the full collector's edition, and of course you've got like the art book here, which is a hardcover.
I love
This I
art.
stumbled upon when I was with a buddy of mine. We were out in Kobe, and I was like, "Oh, I've not seen this for a good price, and so I'm gonna pick it up right now." And yeah, it came with this Blu-ray, and so I've seen because people have uploaded this on YouTube, so you can watch this on YouTube. But it was kind of cool just to stumble upon it, anyways. So
Yeah,
yeah,
but I just want to own it. It looks so much cooler, don't?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Someday I'll have a proper Fire Emblem shelf. My Fire Emblem shelf is like overfilled right now, but yeah.
I need to fix mine. I if I could, I was trying to find go through all my boxes because I do have the 3DS copy of Fates, the collector's edition for that one,
Oh yes, yes, yes.
and that's kind of like insanely priced now, especially because of the 3DS store shutting down. And the only reason it's overpriced is it's the only way you can physically play now the third storyline of
Yes.
Fates, and that's why it was
Yes.
so expensive.
Yeah, I'm glad I got that digitally, at least to play it in English. But if I do, yeah, I've seen that collector's edition once in a while out here. It'd be cool to get it physically. Just like it's, I mean, like I said, we've talked about it. These collector's editions. Like they're just cool to have and display and see like what came inside them and everything.
Yeah. But there you have it, folks. That's just some fun little collections, items from our collections. Maybe we can make this more of a yearly thing, kind of just updating everyone, just giving some more stuff and fun stuff. But we'll kind of just start winding this down there. Like I said before, if you can, go buy some stuff from the digital store, especially if you are in Mexico, Venezuela, or anywhere else in Latin America. Definitely try to grab those quickly because the store is shutting down a lot quicker for you. Now that I got my splitter, tomorrow I'll also be working on a video for that. So hopefully I can get that up there and make some suggestions for you to get. But yeah, what can I say? It's fun going through retro stores and just going down memory lane, and I can't wait to go to Japan next year and definitely do some retro hunting with you out there and see how Japanese retro stores are compared to the US.
Yeah, yeah, you'll be yeah, everyone's pretty blown away. It depends on like which stores you go to, but it's definitely an experience.
Yeah, I can't wait to go to a book off. That's basically it.
Yeah, it's a real book off.
A real proper book off, like the super book off that sells like purses and everything.
Yeah, it sells like household items. Yeah.
Oh yeah, my wife is already going like, "Did you know they sell purses there?" I'm like, "No, but I guess." But AC, before we let me rephrase that. Before we close it out, do you want to have any final thoughts about the retro market, the future of physical media, so on and so forth?
Yeah, so with the PS3 situation, PS Vita, and now we're getting it on the other end with the PS6 now going forward. I have a funny, dark feeling that retro collecting is going to become even more asinine going forward. Like I'm like we talked about how I'm going to quickly go buy the God of War collection on the PS3 because it's probably going to get insanely. It's going to go out of print and it's getting expensive. But even like just other titles for the PS3 and the Vita and the PSP and just in general, retro collecting is just gonna become harder and harder and more expensive. Um, and I'm not looking forward to that. Now, at least in America, Japan, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't been here long enough to see like trends of stuff and how they've changed, but I just hope that, at least for me, it sounds a bit selfish, but at least for me, I could get all I want now before it gets out of hand, and other people too. I hope other people can as well, because it's just something about playing games digitally, ROMs and ISOs digitally doesn't really feel the same when you're playing it on the original console as the original experience that the developers intended it to be. No amount of emulation can fix that, I guess you could say, because that's what the reason why people like to emulate is to correct the mistakes that were made by the developers per se. But I'm fine playing with the jankiness on original console with original games and original hardware and stuff. Um and it's more also to kind of build the library for my future family as well, right? They can see like this is what gaming is, what used to be, because we're getting into this new era of gaming where it's going to be all digital. It's going to be so different. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the reason. That's like my closing thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'm a person to kind of go off of what you're saying with emulation. I cannot stand emulation. Um, Personally, myself, I just love the tactile feeling of controllers. I just like to still kick my feet up and put my blanket on me to keep myself warm and just play my video games like that. I that's what I got into as a kid, just playing video games from a lazy boy, and that's how I am now as a curmudgeon 35-year-old. Still, I just want to sit down, put that disc in, hear it fire up, and everything else like that. I am more okay with digital media as well. I just like having access to it,
Yes.
especially with how pricey a lot of these discs have become, and how readers and everything have become more of an issue as we continue to play on. I just also like the digital aspect because it helps me preserve my physical media too. I am totally fine paying full price for a physical and then rebuying it when it's like $3 digitally, just because it's $3 digitally. Who cares at that point?
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. You already paid the entrance fee, and now like you can enjoy it again digitally. No, I totally understand that.
Yeah, and as everyone can see from the thumbnails, that is my actual bookshelf of my physical media. Well, part of it. I have two more. We're currently working on putting a third one upstairs again because I broke it when we were redoing the move, but I think it's savable. But it's just fun to look at. It's a display piece. It's the primal animal kicking in of like, look at the shiny stone. Just
Exactly.
that's what it is.
Look at all my big rocks.
Yeah, and it's just nice because at the end of the day, what I love most about these video games is not necessarily just the instruction manual. I love the key arts. And as I
Yes.
said at the beginning, to go back full circle, is I still go and treat going to a retro video game store the same way that people treated going to just Kmart or Target or whatever your local store was back in the day, whatever your favorite rental store was back in the day. Just going in there, looking to see what they have in stock, and you never know what you're going to find. There is still, right now, every day, just thousands upon thousands of video games that probably get made that you will never play in your life, and you'll never hear about them or discover them because a lot of these, like Steam stores and everything, are just flooded with junk, you know? Or as my late mom would say, junk. just she would, you know,
Enunciate that K a bit too hard.
yeah, she would just do it. But
Very German of her to do that.
I know it was a running joke, but we 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 are losing just that like just fun factor of just getting out, talking to people, and everything else. And I still like to say this. I just like meeting people at these stores, and we have conversations, and you get to know the owners, and you build up rapport and stuff like that. It is still kind of a social hobby as well to go to these retro stores. And I will say this: as of recently, GameStop has been kind of coming through with some retro games. Shout out to GameStop over by me, where I got Digimon World for the DS for $40, and it's a $200 game. Shout out, let's go.
Wow.
But yeah, I need the physical media just to have it. I just like to own it, and I will be sad when eventually it dies, and convenience will always win out. It's sad, but I do think that the future for retro gaming is going to be also kind of crazy. And I also think that kind of like how we see with the resurgence of vinyl records in the music industry, I think maybe we're going to see a resurgence in the retro market in probably a good way, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah.
But that will do it for today's episode. I love doing this stuff. I just like showing off and talking about stuff. It's fun. And I know a lot of you people who watch also do enjoy collections. So if you can, just let me know down in the comments after this live stream ends. What's something in your collection that you really like and enjoy? What are some of your highlights? And what are some of your grails? What's some of your video games that you need to have, that you want to have? I'm still looking for that X-Files game for the PS2. I need to find that one because I have the PS1 version, so I need to get the PS2 version. But after that, AC, what have you got planned for this rest of this month?
Yeah, so hopefully Sunday morning for you guys, we're gonna wrap up Resident Evil 4 and put that game to bed and move on from that. And the following weekend, I'm gonna pick back up Combat Evolve and see how much farther we can get into it. Maybe try to beat it. We'll see. Might be pushing it. Because the following week, on the 23rd evening for you guys, 24th morning for me, I will be playing early access to Halo Campaign Evolved, the remake of
Hell
Halo
yeah.
CE, and I'm very much looking forward to this to see what they've done with it, how it's gonna perform on the PC per se. I also ordered the Xbox copy, but they're not doing like the early release for Xbox out here, of course. Not even PlayStation, I think, because I think I tried to look into PlayStation, but no. I'm not gonna commit sacrilege and play it on PS5 right away. So
You can play it early. I'll tell you after the stream.
okay, well, no, because my Xbox copy's not coming until like the 29th. So I'll be
I'll tell you after the stream.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, besides that, that's my goal this month is just do Halo related stuff. So that's what we're gonna be doing. So probably that week when it comes out, that Friday, my Friday, I'll play it for like half the game, and then the Saturday after, I'll be playing the other half of the game, and we'll have fun with that and it'll be a full on like live review reaction of this game. And we'll see how it goes. So I'm kind of hopeful and looking forward to seeing it firsthand. So and then next month. Uh, I feel like I had something special planned for next month, but I'm not sure right now. So, anyways, yeah. Well, thanks for letting me have come on for this. And yeah, next year if we do this again, I'm sure I'll have some like other interesting items to show that I found, and it should be a lot of fun next year to do the recap.
Yeah, I think next year we'll have to do kind of. I'll force a Brian on you, and we'll talk about Japanese retro hunting.
Oh, okay.
But
I like how you said that. Yeah.
we love you, Brian. You're in our hearts, even when you're not here. But yeah, can't wait to talk more about that. As for me, tomorrow we'll be back with nerd. I was going to say Nerdporial. Nerd Takes, and we'll also be joined by Shaka Zulu, and we're going to be doing our top 5 video game mascots. So, looking forward to that one. I know Nerd Takes was very excited about it, and we're going to have Shaka back too. So, can't wait to have him back on the channel. It's been a while for him. So I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to have a lot more videos in the pipeline. As I said before, we're going to have a Blue Dragon unboxing video for the Japanese collector's edition that I found when I was retro hunting. You saw a little bit of a preview for that. And yeah, that will do it for our upcoming ones, because there's still ones that are being edited and are in the pipeline. But expect more unboxing and more standalone videos as well. And that should do it for tonight, everyone. Like I said, please leave a like and a comment. It helps us grow, and share it out with some people. I'd like to have more of a community out here so we could keep talking about video games and keep growing. And everyone, have yourself a very wonderful Friday night, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central, for the Mascots video. Enjoy, everyone.